Hello. Hold on, I'm getting things set up. How's the audio? Can you, OBT, can you let me know how the audio is over there? Hello, welcome everybody. The audio is good? Alright, that's great. So I got no worries for later. Can, thank you. Okay, so the show will start in about 14 minutes. So y'all can go grab your snacks, drinks as we dive into group stages for day 2 of HOK Invitational Season 2. The first match will be between Indo's top qualifying team Kagendra versus Team Secret from Malaysia, the currently second standing in Malaysia. Then after that we'll move on to Foot Esports. If I'm not wrong, it's Turkey A now, the new pronunciation. They recently changed the pronunciation of the country, and they will go against, if I'm not wrong, that's France's Team Vitality. So I'll be covering both matches of best of 3 series for both, and then after that we'll roughly talk about how the game is and analyze accordingly before we end the stream. Yep. So y'all can go to the toilet and do your own stuff first while we wait for the stream to start. Because I'm quite early actually. Wait, RRQ in HOK? I thought RRQ was in MLBB. Oh, so most of the teams actually, like some of the orgs, because of connections, they actually got a direct invite from the side of Tencent. Like, because it was quite hard to find like established organizations and gaming orgs that want, or clubs that want to join, especially since HOK is new. It's very hard for them to migrate over or stuff. So in a sense, they went to those that were more willing. They scouted for direct invitations. And then some regions are not as like thriving in terms of the HOK global esports scene yet, so they were either directly invited or something, based on what I know. And then now there's a few advertisements that they will be showing before we jump into the day 2 matches. So for the first match, we will probably be expecting based on how they performed yesterday, Team Secret will probably come out up on top. That's my personal predictions. Probably a 2-0 from the side of Team Secret against Kagendra. And then for Foot Esports and Team Vitality wise, I haven't been able to watch their matches, so I guess this is my first time and it'll be quite exciting also to watch with y'all. Meanwhile, I will just leave the audio on louder for the stream so that you all can hear the advertisement better.
Tower, you might accidentally target an enemy, or when attempting a tower dive, you end up targeting the tower and minions.
My OBS setting max already at it's like for my own mic, it's at the top already. And welcome, Nivane. Thank you for coming and moderating. It was the same settings as yesterday. I didn't change anything. Now it's only the YouTube one.
Turn on show enemy avatars to accurately select the enemy's avatar for the kill and better assess vision exposure. Give it a try and play as smoothly as a pro.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, so meanwhile, we have about 10 minutes before the show starts.
All I need is a target.
So once the show starts, I'll roughly go through and based on the statistics that I have, I'll go through whatever facts that I can give you all and so on and so forth based on the team's performances in their respective qualifiers and their respective matches that they've played so far lah, if any. Yo, Chris, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. You just Season T. Oh, hello, welcome. It's OBD is my mic's issue lah. I don't have a proper like headset or what at the currently, so the audio might be off a bit. So sorry. I'll get it fixed as soon as possible.
We are also players. We know the problem doesn't lie with the good players. Therefore, based on feedback,
you sound fine. Okay, if this is fine for most of you, then I will keep it this way. Thank you.
The system will take these preferences into account.
Yeah, the only thing I can maintain is my talking volume for now.
To combat lane stealers, everyone has a chance to create a better gaming environment by reporting them.
Wow, reports. If only they actually worked. Wow. If they fix matchmaking, that would be better.
Finding a balanced team is no longer a problem, but a
balanced team. Solo queue. Inflated Elo. Okay, let's see what the devs have to say.
Honor of Kings is the world's most played mobile MOBA, featuring intense and fair team-based battles, high-end graphics, a deep roster of diverse heroes, and a variety of gameplay modes, all combining to offer players an innovative mobile gaming experience.
One of our main goals is to develop Honor of Kings for a global audience. To achieve this, we continue to add localized content to the game, such as collaborating with popular franchises to bring new regionally inspired heroes.
Congrats on getting to Plat today on your 10th day. That's quite a good effort.
While we are members of the development team, we are also gamers. Meaning we want games that foster fair, competitive environment and reward players based on their skill.
Yeah, just enjoy the game lah. At the end of the day, it's just a game, so just have fun, learn what you can, and improve. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
The game has been designed from the ground up with a mindset that all elements that affect gameplay can be earned through effort and time spent, such as hero unlock and the Kena system. This core
Bro say Akina. What the hell? Lol. Yeah. For the esports scene wise and pro plays, it will be me lah. So other streamers will do the more like their respective lanes or like general guides.
This is why our team focus on both game balance and matchmaking optimization.
Anyways, for those that haven't told me what teams you're supporting, like in this HOK Invitational, you all can leave it in the comments so that I know.
It's like adjusting a precision clock to make sure
it will be good if you can tell me why also. So maybe I gain an insight or perspective that I've never noticed yet.
Where players can meet friendly teammates and respectful opponents in every session. Our team is passionate about ensuring that players can cooperate effectively in each battle. With a feature like map lane pre-selection, a reward system for positive play, the ability to report bad actor mid-match, and an easy-to-use convoy interface, all designed to foster safe, cooperative matches based on good sportsmanship.
We also want Honor of Kings to be a platform where players from all over the world can realize their dreams of high-level competitive gameplay. Alliances, leaderboards, and other social features allow our challengers to meet like-minded friends and show off their skills. Meanwhile, our partner program and its incentives allow content creators to stand out and become rising stars in Honor of Kings. The esports ecosystem provides a global stage for all professional esports players to compete. These systems combine to form the game's ecosystem, building a stage for players from all over the world to shine. This is what Honor of Kings means to us.
We look forward to meeting you in Heroes Dark.
As we come together as one strong, competitive, and awesome community.
Welcome to Honor of Kings.
You want to be strong? Learn from the pro now. When you choose a long-range marksman to take down enemies in the distance, only to find the enemies constantly staying at the edge of your attack range. When you enthusiastically pick a high-burst mage, planning to crush the opponents, but the enemies keep sneaking outside your vision. The professional players have long been using the small trick.
Hello. How's your day? 你还好吗？你现在不是在现场吗？刚刚看到 Discord 你有拍几张照片呀 ？Hello, welcome to Rix. Welcome to the stream again. Yeah, so we'll wait for a while more before they dive into the opening segment for this. English, I remember. But he speak to me in Chinese first, so natural habit to reply in Chinese since he say hi in Chinese. But yes, of course. LGD win. Is LGD playing today? Oh yeah, they're playing against RRQ at 8 p.m. Plus minus. Game dev numbers also there. There's a TS win plus throw on the side. It might be a strat, it might be a throw from the player. We wouldn't know lah, because that's behind the scenes. But I hope it wasn't strategy lah, because if they really want to bring it out as a strat for the mid seasons in Riyadh, it's not gonna work. It's definitely going to be punished very hard. Those might not work. Nah, it's gonna be punished. I don't think it's a strat. The teams that are invited there obviously know how to punish them for such mistakes by then. It's just that the team that played against them yesterday blundered very badly. New meta. Wow. So long as I don't see my ranked games, I don't mind. Oh wait, I'm the jungler. It doesn't matter. Lol. Maybe if I trio with Nivane and Kenny later, I bring no smite. I asked Nivane to bring smite instead. I bring intimidate. ISG threw the game. Yeah, ISG threw the game. They actually could win, but then they blundered very badly. And if I'm not wrong, was it ISG that took down the Tempest? Or was it Secret? Play Toon Setter. Yeah. Toon is the best jungler for team plays. Oh, let's hear some trash talk, guys. Hold on.
Everybody knows that loops are easier to beat.
Eu acho que o sonho de todo mundo que tá na Loops é ser o melhor, e se a gente tiver que mandar vocês pra casa pra isso, é isso que a gente vai fazer.
Loops don't talk too much.
遇强则强，实力不强。
我们小组其实是很强的，有一个 LGD Impunity， 都是两个非常强劲的对手。
Yang sangat-sangat ingin saya lawan adalah LGD karena mereka adalah salah satu tim terkuat di Asia.
RRQ 你们应该比 Impunity 更简单。
我估计比较困难吧，但是我们会尽我们全力的。
RRQ 等下的比赛能撑过10分钟就好了，别逞强。
Kalau mereka terlalu meremehkan, kami dari RRQ bisa mengalahkan.
RRQ 加我不会让你活得出水晶的。
We are RRQ, King of Kings. We are coming for you.
That's some spicy shit talk.
What you can do in the game before you start the game.
But I like that they have this type of friendly banter before the actual match because it's quite funny to hear what they have to say also. Especially for the more like fan favorite teams like LGD, Secret, Impunity, AG, HK. Hi, so do I just call you Coach or not? Then just call me Yuano for now lah. Because I'm still looking for a team to coach in terms of the HOK global scene actually. So yeah, it takes time. But of course, if you all have any general questions or what, you all can ask me too. It's just a stream title. Rose Banters is mad. Yeah, it's quite funny. The banters they have. No, I did. Not. I'm not so free at the moment for this few days. Yeah. Yeah, so 8 seconds to go. Even if there is teams that want me, I'll probably look towards the Malaysia side or like Singapore side of things. It's easier for me regional wise. Because even if so, we'll either qualify under hopefully Singapore qualifiers on its own, or if not, it's under Malaysia for next time. But that's a future plan further down the road. It's still too early. Training team? You mean like the academy teams and development teams? I'm pretty sure some organizations will have, or some are in the works to discuss like how to formulate and scout new talents. Have. DreamVox is my #1 priority debate. Don't worry. Calm down, young blood.
Everybody, welcome back
hey,
to the
okay, now we're into the show.
Honor of Kings tournaments. Today you have myself, Blam, and with me.
And I see a familiar face is my friend Kindofu. He's ex MLBB caster lah.
How's it going, kid?
So as we can tell, a lot of the esports ecosystem, they are all transferring over to the better mobile of HOK.
So very excited to be able to kickstart this journey down here as well. I think taking a look at it, there's a lot of fantastic matches. We have the teams we haven't seen yet.
So for the first match of the day, for those that do not already know, is the match between Kagendra, the top representing team for Italy. Indonesia, sorry. Indonesia versus Team Secret, Malaysia's second top team.
Against RRQ. So again, this may not be a matchup that we see going
hopefully we see that day 1 is day 2 will be a lot better than day 1 in terms of how they draft, how they analyze the opponent's game, and like what reviews they have done from their good matches and bad matches. But for teams that are going away stronger regions, I feel that the snowball might not be as heavy. Okay. Hello, welcome. Yes, it's me. It's Shami.
Yeah, so
Mario.
A lot of new players on the team, and of course they are going to be able to bring out a lot of new strats as well. I think we are in agreement that a lot of people are keeping their cards under the wraps for now.
Yeah, so
when they're gonna show
I will be doing the first match and the second match of the day. The second match is between Foot Esports from Turkey and Team Vitality.
Pro is an experienced esports level gaming on this device. All the professional players.
Hey, don't spoil the BP for me, man. I want to get. Come on, man.
Please go and check it out on the
yes, there's latency lah because you are live and this is like there's a stream lag.
Lost 10 stars in a row. I think maybe the phone will help me. It's not the player, it's the phone, right? My phone.
He lost 10 stars because he wasn't going, guys. He cheated on me.
And then we'll see where it goes for me.
Jokes aside, jokes
That's
aside.
it. A good craftsman never blames
Half
his
BP.
toolkit.
Huh?
but there
So
we go.
fast?
In your case yesterday.
Okay, so
you clearly blamed your phone.
Kagendra
but,
actually had
there
a
we go.
clean sweep
Our
in their
sponsor
regional
today is
qualifiers
obviously,
in Indo
Esports
to
World
qualify them as the first
Cup.
place
We're
to
thrilled to
reach
be
here.
partnershiped with the Esports
Hero
World
pool
Cup
wise,
for
they're
this
actually
season
quite
of Honor of Kings Invitational. This
wide
collaboration brings our
in
teams
terms of
one step
the type
closer
of
to
hero
the
pool
most
that they have in
anticipated
terms of
esports
the
events
respective
of the year.
lanes.
The top 8 teams from
Surprisingly,
the season
I'm
two
looking forward to
invitational
see what their
qualify
mid
through to
laner
the
picks because
EWC
apparently he has a
in
pocket pick
July.
in
So keep your eyes
hand.
on the
Most likely he's
action,
a one
and
trick or
because the road
he has
to
huge
the
mastery
Esports
over this
World
hero.
Cup starts now.
And they prefer to go for more team fight based approach, and they prefer burst mages specifically. So maybe their burst mage is a form of like core player for their team. Commenter can do down a bit more. Okay. Very low already. So now they will be jumping into the group standings for Group A at the moment, which is the first two matches, and Group B also.
Made me super excited for today and see how they bring the flavor towards
Group C, Team Secret obviously had a clean sweep of 2-0 yesterday against ISG. And then there's Kagendra and Isurus. Group D, LGD, Gaming, RRQ, Coyote. And lastly, Impunity Esports. Also a 2-0 game from LGD versus Impunity yesterday for the first match.
Season 2 Invitational.
Yeah, so a lot of questions to be answered today. I think yesterday's gameplay.
So this will be the timing for the respective matches today. And from what I've understood, they will push up the next match if it is a clean 2-0 sweep. So the timings may or may not be accurate.
Which I presume is going to be 100%
Ah? What the? Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. Not important. My stream still goes.
Banned 7 times and only picked 3 times. So
I shall see what they
see that go through today. But obviously, we also have Foot Esports going against Team Vitality, Loops against R8, and then RRQ against LGD to finish.
So introducing the team lineup for Kagendra, their clash laner is Hans, Weera WW for the jungler, Senko for the mage layer, farm laner 0-0, and Movers for the support player.
And I think I have huge expectations for them. I've already seen their show match against RRQ earlier this month as well. So I think there's a lot of things for them to prove. And of course, with that being said, their competitors, we'll take a look at them.
And from the side of Team Secret, as we've seen them yesterday, it's Shren for the clash laner, jungler TNX, Lung for the mid laner, Sun farm laner, Yuhan as the support player.
A few
okay.
mistakes, but I'm pretty sure they'll correct them today. And if they can make a mistake like that and still crush a 2-0, I mean, what is a perfect scenario for Team
I think the latency is quite bad, actually, because now they are just introducing the rosters.
I mean, we did get to the late game
but I think
between
once this screen goes away, it should be the ban pick phase.
It was definitely shown that that was one of Osiris's weak sides.
Well, the only
yes, I feel that a lot of teams do not have the macro decision. Yes, you can be good at micro, like the mini decisions or your mechanics, but the big picture is what actually wins you the games most of the time. Like, so what if you can out mechanic and get a 3-man kill for like by trading 2 of your teammates, but then you do not know what to do with the remaining 3 against the other 2.
Oh, I mean,
so now we'll be jumping into the drafting phase.
They did lose a
Boss
4-2 against RRQ. So again, it is a show match. They aren't gonna. I mean, ironically, they're not gonna show all their picks that they are gonna be going into these group stages. So again, I feel like we have still yet to see the true spirit of the team Kagendra. And I mean, if you just look at their respective qualifier, they won with no blemish on their record.
And we'll jump into the ban pick phase. Team Secret looks to ban out the Haynor and the Byron. On the side of Kagendra, they ban out the Ali and Doria, who are priority first picks as of this meta. Kagendra, Secret looks to pick up the Mai Shirainu, a burst mage that can do a lot of sets and explosive damage in team fights. Kendra picks up the Mai and Zhang Fei. Yo. Hello, welcome Decade. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Team Secret looks to pick up the Sun Ping and Tiren Jie. Lady Chen on the side of Kagendra. New viewer here. Yes, welcome. Thanks for joining. Please sub to our channel.
So picked 6 times yesterday, not a single ban.
Don't ban from Kagendra as they do not want early game invade and Tun to snowball early on their jungle.
They don't want to make it a even playing field because they already have Zhang Fei, right? Zhang Fei is a pretty big mage, who is able to deal a lot of damage as well. But having to face up against
And a ban of Miyamoto Musashi on the side of Team Secret because, as we all know, Musashi's skill allows him to skill 1 allows him to actually block projectiles, which in this case blocks of Mai's Fan, Sun Ping's Kid and Tiren Jie's. So it acts as a form of counter against TS. And we know that Kagendra likes to pick up Musashi as a form of jungler that can be good in fighting and helps divert firepower away from the Lady Chen and the marksman. And a final pick of Kaiser as they do not want to deal with 2 frontline tanks in a team fight.
Kaiser's gone, Dune's gone, the jungle pick here
and
really
Alien banned from the side of Kage as they probably do not want their backlines to be touched so much. That's why it synergizes well with the Mai and Zhang Fei. And a marksman pick of Lady Sun on the side of Kagendra.
I think as day 2 where that Lady Sun comes through in the farm lane once again.
Yeah, so this is kind of risky for the side of Team
So Charlotte is actually picked up for the side of TS. And a Nerza pick for the jungle, surprisingly, on the side of TS. Nako, yes, Nako is out.
Yes,
is Nako out?
Hero is really his head onto the gorge.
Are the SNK heroes out?
We have not seen his hero
the Gongpen ban will be most likely because they are scared of him. He's he's S1 countering most of their projectiles as they want to look to stack the projectiles in all in one burst.
So again,
Nerja jungle.
A heavy front line, a lot of damage, not a lot of tankiness. That's probably where the Nazar comes in. But the Charlotte and the Mai are going to be the ones that are going to be dealing a lot of damage until Durenji is being able to activate in that game.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of potential coming out from the Team Secret lineup. But of course, on the counter side, on the flip side, I think it's going to be really clean from the side of Kage as well. They have their own specific win conditions, which the both of us will run through at this stage.
So I'll now, and then it's a Yuhuan jungle on the side of Kagendra.
And he's quite tanky as well, so he should be able to deal with the Zhang Fei, and more importantly, he can get into the backline easy
draft
access,
lineup wise, TS will be looking to look for early game team fights and lock down as much of the map as they can before they end the game. On the side of Kagendra, they will be looking to funnel as much gold and keep the Lady Sun alive as long as they can in team fights, looking for prolonged fights, trying to drag out as long as they can to lock down Tiren Jie and Mai Shirainu before they go for the rest of the team. So I'll hand the time over to the casters and enjoy the match, guys.
The open series split because this hero, this lady of the jungle who wasn't necessarily...
So for Yuhuan jungle, normally they can go either semi-tank or they can go full ability power damage. But in this case, Lady Chen already provides quite a lot of damage. But from what I've noticed from Kagendra, their mage is normally a utility in this case, Lady Chen. So they will most probably funnel everything into Yuhuan and Lady Sun. Okay, I'll hand the time over to the casters.
The farm they have, which means you will be able to chip the skills towards their...
Yes, and here it is, obviously gracing the gorge for the first time. Huan is coming through here, so her basic combo is skill 1, skill 2, basic attack, skill 1, basic attack ultimate, skill 1, basic attack 2. If you can remember that whilst you're in the heat of a battle, good luck to you, but her skill 1 enhances her basic attacks for a long period of time, so she can use it before entering combat to prepare an extra enhanced basic attack in advance. So good luck remembering that combo. You gotta have that photographic memory, because if not, good luck to you, fellas.
Yeah. Well, in any case, if you can't remember that combination, don't worry. Her ultimate Melody of Peace does have many iframes itself, so you can kind of abuse that fact as well. But you can see Viral already helping to pressure that Clash lane 2v1 situation.
Yes. Yes, a lot of focus up into the Clash lane here. Obviously, the Charlotte going against the Mayin is a tricky first match lineup, but here we go. The Maishiranoi is not messing around. We are getting that aggressive gameplay here from Team Secret that we know.
That was actually a very, very nice first blood on the side of Mai, because she abused her early game power spike and item spike to catch Mayin off at the Clash lane, while Lady Thor was busy pushing, defending the mid lane wave.
A lot of blows being traded here from Team Secret onto Kagendra. We already saw that Lady Sun was pretty low, but thanks to the heal and the shield from the Zhang Fei, is that going to be enough? No!
Oh my god, another kill on Zhang Fei.
Goes over to Sun Bin.
Oh, this Mai is a very good player. In this case, Lung on Mai was able to help his team secure 2 early game kills very fast, and the momentum is now snowballing very hard. They currently have about 2k gold diff. So as a mid laner, in this case, what will be suitable for you to do will be that you can look to rotate once you clear your mid wave to help your teammates and tell them, hey, I'm going here, let's fight, and then let's invade.
Up here by the side of Team Secret, they have what seems like a phenomenal kind of rotation going on here. They are just rotating with a purpose. They're picking up all kinds of resources, not only just the gold, but picking up kills here. They're getting some wave priority as well, just like in the mid lane. It's as if like Lung is not in that mid lane at all, because he's always just flying about, but that minion wave is just constantly being pushed by either Nazar, or we see that Mai returns back to the lane every so often to pick up a bit of gold, give it a little bit of attention. But now it seems like there is just a lot of pressure here on the side of Kagendra. Team Secret really like to play aggressively.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? At this point, because of the rotations of Lung itself, he is slightly under level in the mid lane itself, but they have made it up in terms of the gold accumulation. So they're looking to hopefully get the items a little bit faster, which means they can take better fights against Kage. It looks like the first neutral objective is going to be the Tyrant. The Chain Lightning is going to come into full effect, as we might be looking at first full-fledged team fight come into play.
Yeah, there seems to be a calm before the storm going on here, Kin, but this is not the kind of place you want to be when you are Kagendra in this just about to peep that 5-minute mark. They lose the Tyrant, they're already behind in gold, they have no kills on the board. They kind of feel like they're pushed back towards their turret, unfortunately for themselves. They just need to go and step on the right foot into somewhat of a decent tango within their team. They need to try and do something, but again, getting caught out in that jungle is Wiro as well. We just see a little bit of hesitation there from Senko. Doesn't know whether to go in, whether to just come together with Mayin up into the top lane. There's just a lot of hesitation, it seems, on the side of Kagendra. But here, mid lane again, we have Nazair and Mai coming through with the help of Sunbin. There is a silence there, DOT over time. Zhang Fei being caught behind in the back there, but he can take the damage. Is he be able to take
my god, the Nazair killed the Zhang Fei, and they managed to get a solo kill at top lane for the Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
oh my god,
Secret's performance yesterday was good, today's is even better. It's 5-0, and we're 5 minutes in.
And with all that, with the early game 5 kills and the 2 turrets taken with Tyrant, they are able to now secure 4.7 gold K lead on the opponent at 5 minutes.
He should have quite a few items on hand already. Let's take a look at the growth. He already has a Stone of Sorcery. Actually goes for the Insatiable Tome first. So he's gonna have lifesteal. Here comes the next one. Time lapse as well. Gets the charge, that ultimate down, and forcing the iframes out. I don't think they can get the kill though.
No, that was a nice use of untargetable, but it's unfortunate that Zed was able to get into the back of that as tier 2 turret, but still, we saw that Hu Huan was not able to be taken down, so that was a great navigation by Wero on the side of Kagendra. But that's all well and good when you start to see your tier 2 turret looking to fall here in that mid lane, and if any lane is very important, we know that that mid lane is crucial. Lady Chen trying to get some frozen onto enemies on the side of Team Secret, but nothing is getting procced there. Not enough hits to land that frozen on the side of Kagendra.
Yep, it's actually great that you say that, right? So the moment they have the mid
Yeah, it
open,
could
which
potentially
means
be
that,
a
the vision
under
is gonna
10
be
minute
obscured
game
for the side of
on the
Kage,
side
right?
of
Which
PS
opens up the doors
versus
for,
Kagendra.
pretty much big ganks coming in from the side of Team Secret, and we already have seen the burst coming in, so we have to be very careful about Luke's positioning. He still comes in 10x, actually gets it done.
Yeah, I think that the enemy team, I think Kagendra have probably spent more time up in the air than they have their feet planted on the gorge right now, kid. It seems like they like to be flying around on the gorge, and to be honest, we see that Team Secret have picked the right team comp here, because with the likes of the Sunbin aiding the movement speed on the side of Team Secret, being able to get them to rotate around the gorge a lot faster is just playing into Team Secret's MO. They are so aggressive, and having this Sunbin is just enhancing
Yes,
that
you can see
aggression to
that Malaysia
tenfold.
has too much experience in terms of this
and you know
game,
what?
as they
The scary
have
thing is, at this
touched
point,
the
this
China
Oasis
version for quite
is
a long
moving
time.
along with the Spark
So as such, their
onto the
discipline, their
Vision, right? So
micro is a
he
lot
hasn't even
cleaner
hit
than
the max cap damage yet.
the newer regions.
Yeah, DRNG is still waiting to be activated, to be deadly, to be a force, to be reckoned with all on his own. I mean, we saw it time and time again yesterday. He was able to melt down so many of the enemy heroes whenever DRNG was picked onto the gorge. No matter the team, that marksman just seemed to have flawless amounts of damage. And obviously with his second skill, being able to cleanse, if your enemy team has high CC, this guy can get out of the slipperiest situations, and then also be able to use a stun of himself. Not many times do you see a hero having a stun, but then also having cleanse.
I just want to mention something about Loom. If you take a look at his itemization, instead of completing the Scepter of Reverberation, it looks like he's going for the Savant's Wrath, which is kind of greedy, but at this point you can't blame him, right? 6-0 up there, about 8,000 gold ahead, and it's at the 8.5 minute mark, right? So Kage, obviously they're struggling quite a lot, but Team Secret, it looks like they're playing their foot a little bit at this point.
Yeah, they're not. Well, to be honest, I can't really even say they're overstepping, because they aren't losing much in terms of this overstepping, this over-aggressive playstyle that they're going for here. Because if they were, they would have a few deaths on the board, but they're still on the no-death run right now. Team
Doctor is Dr. Bien.
show no signs of falling anytime soon, and the fact that they are behind almost
it's okay.
9k
It's okay.
gold towards Kagendra is... That's a lot of items. That's a lot of utility towards your team. Damage, defense, whatever it may be, it's on the side of Team Secret right now.
Yep, I mean, what a way to start the day, right, for Team Secret. And at this point, you know, maybe let's give a little bit of a breakdown of why it's so difficult for Kage to recover. Because if you take a look at the rotations, Lung is always in the front lines alone, and as a Lady Chen, right, even if you throw your destructive deluge, it's not going to work out that much, because you're going to be wasting
Semi
one
Valheim.
singular person.
Well,
So
I'm not sure about Valheim.
like,
I've never,
nullified, because there's no
I haven't
options
touched
to initiate any
AOV
fights at all.
in a very long time.
Yeah, and you can kind of feel
I
that the reason why
think
Team
he
Secret,
is.
even though
Or
we
is it
know them to
Joker?
be aggressive as well,
If
the
I'm not
fact
wrong.
that they have Lady Sun on the side of Kagendra,
What
that's
if
not a
it's Joker
hero
or
you want
Valheim?
to be waiting to activate, because if she starts to ball and get that damage, get that gold,
But Mai
you
is
could just be
raised
writing
in
your
AOV.
own demise
From what I
if you were
remember.
Team Secret. But they know that the fact that that Lady Sun was being picked up, they had to do things quick, they had to do things
I think
aggressively, and
DRNG
just
is
like that, they
Valheim, then
take the
Joker
Shadow
is
Tyrant,
Concert
so not
View,
messing around. They
and
have
then
4
Mai
jungle
will be
objectives to an absolute
Raze.
nil pois on the side of Kagendra right now, and they're looking not to stop there. They're looking to pick up their 5th jungle objective, which would be the Shadow Overlord, which would absolutely improve this already hasty gameplay.
Oh my god,
from
the
Team
momentum
Secret.
that they have built up is so strong that they have currently an 8k goal lead at 10 minutes, and the fact that they have Primal Bond, they do not even care that the opponents are might contest or steal away, because they have such a clear goal lead.
How long can they
and the waves are pushing in so
11
hard.
minutes of gameplay time,
And now it's a 10k
the
goal lead
Tempest
instead.
Dragon comes out, and at that point they should have enough farm to be able to go up against TNX. And
Oh.
thought,
Yes, so Nazaire gets caught there, but it was a lot of the ultimates being used. We obviously saw Lady Shen's come through. We've seen a big engage here from Nazar, but then we have Mai into the back lane as well. Dorenji is now activated, getting those kills on the board. We see that Mai goes down. Down goes Lady Chen as well as that higher ground turretkin. We see that Zhongfei has gone down. There is a Shadow Vanguard at your crystal, at your high ground turret in the mid lane. I think this is game one win,
they're not looking for the
baby.
ace. They just end the
Over.
game.
Team Secret taken. I believe it was a
Secret will currently
mark
lead
in
the
game
series
one.
1-0 against Kagendra.
a very clinical finish by Team Secret, you know, just pulling the trigger at the right time, and you can see the Kage boys, they're feeling it. It is really a hard match to fight against, and at this point, I mean, I have to congratulate Team Secret. If you thought they were shaky yesterday, you know, I'm very sure those fears are gone today. Representing Malaysia so far in the Invitational Season 2, what a performance by the boys here.
As sad as it is, this is the fate of esports. Because experience mostly wins you games. And in the sense of Kagendra on the side of Indo, they do not really have the experience to match up with
whatever it is on Team Secret there.
Malaysia's
like
Team
we
Secret.
saw a new pick come out onto the gorge and played effortlessly. They didn't drop a single death as well. No turrets lost, and they were way ahead with that gold lead. I mean, Kin, at that point, Kagendra have some really hard thinking to do going into the draft of game 2.
Yep, not just hard thinking, they have many things to think about, because if you take a look at the growth of the game itself, it started with the jungle invasion, right? So the top buffs were taken away, top camps. After that, slowly Nursa came back to try and steal the board camps. And at that point, when TNX was a level ahead of his competitor, it was a really hard fight to have at that point. And more importantly, I want to mention, I think it's pretty clear who the MVP of this game is, at least for me. And that is going to be Lung itself.
So personally, my MVP is also going to be my Shiranu's that Lung played on the side of Team Secret, because he really brought a lot of momentum and burst damage for the side of the team.
In the early stages of the game, but the first few rotations that he made, my goodness, what a good play, getting on the farm lane and then following up to go to the clash lane. I mean, he was all over.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Mai doesn't have the most perfect wave clear within that mid lane, but I feel like it was kind of like a fake it till you make it part, because the amount that she was being able to just be traversing the map, roaming up into the clash lane, helping out Charlotte, they just seemed to be such aggression. The fact that she was able to sort of like tap into the gold into the clash lane, but then obviously rotate back around, help her mid lane, get their first blood in game 1 as well, it's obviously all just going to accumulate. So even though she doesn't have the fastest wave clear, there's many factors that enabled that mid lane to still stay strong even in her absence.
Yeah, it's really just you know, focusing on your strengths rather than your weakness itself. Let's take a look at the stats of the game itself. First game, of course, going over to Team Secret. At this point, I want to take a look at Lung's items. So he did craft with the reverberation as well. And looking at it, it would have been either the Twilight Stream or the Void Star for the additional magic penetration as well. Now, I want to point you towards the side of Lady Sun on the side of
Shangquan is a thing in pro play.
Shangquan
Shangquan is a thing in pro play, but Mai is more of a priority pick, because Shangquan is quite conflict. Once if her ulti doesn't land properly, it's a detrimental effect on the side of team. So in terms of Mai is even able to set a good 4-man, 5-man ulti for the rest of the team follow up. So obviously for more stable pick, you will go with Team Secret's Mai.
Double the net worth of Muffers. It's really hard to protect the important people in your team.
Yeah, I feel like with Kagendra as well, the fact that they had the Zhongfei was a little bit like, normally that is the hero that's like is able to sort of like get you back on the saddle, because again with the Unbridled Rage, the amount of health, there's so much shield that you could have is normally something that's hard to cut through. But again, with the true damage onto the side of Team Secret, it was very difficult for them to actually even try and get that shield procced. But here you can see the damage coming through from the Mai. So again, 83k, you had Charlotte on the 26k, Dorenji having an easy game there.
So the amount of damage that Mai and
so very neck and neck in that farm lane. So again, Sun was having a backseat gaming moment. He's just like, you know what, guys? Mai is our focal point,
so much
and it was definitely made clear in that game one that Mai was
so they just once the Mai snowballed,
focus
she
was being
knew what she
attended
had to do to
She
bring
had
the
a
rest
lot
of
of
the team
gold,
along
the
with her.
8.2k, almost neck and neck with the jungle as well. So you don't normally see that. It normally goes clash lane, jungle, and then maybe even the farm lane, and never the mid lane there.
Yep, it's interesting that you say that, right? Because Sun actually had a lot of freedom as well. If you take a look
Yep,
at
Nursa just had
itself,
to clear
Kage
camps.
did
Then
get
Charlotte
one
just had to
shadow
hold her
over,
own against the
according to
Mai.
this.
Well,
I think
Mai
it
just
should be
fought the
reverse,
tempo
right?
around the team,
It
and
is, yeah,
she
Team
sort of
Secret
shot
that
caught
got the
and
shadow
led the
tyrant
way
as
for
well,
the
the
team
shadow
to
overload.
snowball
So
hard
at this
and
point,
fast
it's
and end
really
the game.
hard for Kage to kind of recover, because you can see it really is a rise in the graph, and that speaks volumes about how Team Secret was playing. With the lead that Loong addressed and got for himself, it trickled down into the rest of the teammates as well as TNX. And more importantly, the Tianjie, like you mentioned, had a lot of freedom around the map. And this is the really small decisions in the team fights that made the world's difference. Because I like the fact that you mentioned about the Zhang Fei, right? Because at this point, whenever Nerta TNX...
Well, as expected from a Malaysian team, the way they bring momentum and the way they snowball is very clear-cut and direct. Obviously, the MVP will be given to Loong.
And there you go. You called it
damage
right from the word.
while taking minimal damage,
the way the match
22.5k
ended, Kin. You were saying
with
that
a
Long
total
is going
goal
to
of
definitely get that MVP, and you were correct
about
there. Getting that
11
83k
minutes.
damage dealt, the damage taken didn't seem anywhere near compared to the damage dealt. And obviously, gold was the third highest gold within his team, and then ending the game on 306. Again, this is a hero that you don't need all those kills on, but the most important thing is the fact that the
I wish Kenny's Mai was this good, so that I can just sit down and lie down
games. But look at these
and play
replays
tanks
just
during
from the word
games.
first blood on that board. It was just pretty much written in the stars, it seemed, for TS Long, just to be able to be such a force to be reckoned with in that game one against Kagendra.
And you can see, right, there's always pressure on towards the backline. 0-0 is always out of it because of the bind from TNX, which allowed Loong to really have the freedom and time to aim. And I want to mention the support behind doing so well for himself. We noticed the last part of the game later on. I'm pretty sure it was showing, but his time lapse was so on point. It caused so much disruption. There was no other way for Kage to come in and get the fight as well. And you can see once TNX gets a hold of 0-0, the game's over. And here he comes. That is the time lapse that made things horrendous on the side of Kage. And at this point, Loong is just having the time of his life, slowly but surely to aim. Even the shot, that last skill shot itself was so beautiful. So Loong, of course, very deserving of the MVP performance.
Absolutely, Loong there, just absolutely shining on that Mai. It makes me think that Mai is going to be one of those highly banned heroes of today after seeing that performance in
no,
game
YouTube is
one,
not loud. It's just I'm
similar kind of
not
thing
talking. I'm
happened
letting them
yesterday
do the talk because it's more of a
Ali
watch party,
was such a
and
huge performance
I will
in
just
one of the
analyze it
games. I
accordingly.
think it was very early
As
on.
and when I'll just
Pretty
cut
sure
you.
it was game one on JR of LGD, and then again, it was banned very much throughout the rest of the day.
Probably if
But
they're talking,
speaking of heroes,
I'm probably not
obviously
talking.
Yao will be released on the 2nd of July.
Okay, this part I'll take over.
Hero, the shining
So for those that do not know, Dongfang Yao, Jing's little brother, will be coming on the 2nd of July as a fellow jungler, and he's sometimes playing the clash lane, but more of an assassin jungler. He can be built fighter too, obviously, based on the team composition.
I'm not a jungler,
And his kit is quite flashy, so look forward to that.
I do like to try out new heroes and see what the features are and see if I can incorporate that into my gameplay as well. Now, if you're not like me, right, I think the best way to go about it is to pick the strongest friends and say, hey, can you carry me in the games? And then we'll see how to figure out how to work this hero the best way possible. Yeah, but of course, with that being said, I think just learning about the game as fast as possible is going to be vital to your growth. And this speaks volumes about the professional players because they have a very short timeline to learn about their opponents. So now the question here is, can Kage learn fast enough to come up with a emergency strategy going up against Team Secret? Because based on what's happening in game one, it's not just an out-drop, it's also an out-execution in terms of mechanical skills itself. Showing the difference between number one, the mid lane, and then of course the map control is much stronger for Team Secret. And we have seen shades of that yesterday with the Chang Fu gameplay. So it's gonna look like a very hard game for Kage.
Yeah, I think this is like one of the pro things of having those pocket picks like the Nazar there in game 1 is that it's not something that's typically going to be banned because you know the priority of the ban is definitely going to be on that Mai. If they allow that Mai Shiranui to come through again, they're kind of just writing their own 2-0 loss unless Kagendra know what to do against that Mai early game and just halt everything that needs to stop. But again, I suppose the only way to counter a Mai so aggressive on the side of Team Secret is to not be going for any late game heroes. You kind of want to be making sure that you are going for a draft that can have a strong early game and probably finish around about that 10-minute mark, because again, something like the Mai Shiranui just completely counters all these late game heroes, especially how aggressive was played
Kage will
on the
actually
side
look
of
to
Team
pick up the
Secret.
Mai
It's
instead
not banned, but
for their side. Well, Kagendra picks
the Mai mantle
and
in
they
game
ban
2.
out the Ali and the Luna. On the side of Team Secret, they will ban out the Haino Doria combo, picking up the Futsu Dachao synergy that we've actually seen them use in the previous game yesterday.
On the flip side, it's going to be a Luna as well as an
Yes, they actually picked up the map order. A Lian and a Zhang Fei pick on the side of Kagendra.
Yeah, a lot
Very
of
strong
flashy heroes being taken off the cards here for Team Secret. It seems Team Secret do ban out the Haino, the Dolia, and the Marco.
And the ban on Marco is actually because Marco can just spin and try to shut down anybody before they get ported away or ported in.
And the Futsu coming through,
and
then obviously they have Lady Chen as well.
It's a standard,
so much CC, so much
they call it
area
Long
of
Fu
effect
Shuang
that
Bian
can
in
really
Chinese,
through here,
which is
because
standard
what we could see
Dragon
already
Tiger
painting a
composition where you
picture
pick up the
here,
Futsu as
that
either your
Futsu
flash
could
lane
go
or
in
your
his
farm
ultimate,
laner,
the
where you
lockdown,
pick up
one of
the Pei as your jungler for very fast
of the
and aggressive plays
heroes
all
on the
around
side
the
of Kagendra, like
and
the
then the
Mai
Ting
Shiranui,
ban
so
on
she
the side
can't
of
bounce around. You can
Kagendra
really
because they do
leash
not want
this
their
hero down
team
to
competition to get
ground
posted down.
0. Then obviously Lady Shen can
As
come
we
through
all
with that
know, a
ultimate,
Malaysian
just
team
drop it
that
and
picks up Ting
leave.
is
But
most likely able to
over
use
to the side
her
of
ultimate combo of
Kagendra, that
the
is
Flying
not the
Reg in
only
G2.
slippery snake you've got to worry about. They do have the Elaine, and we know how this hero is played. That Death on
Yeah, man, I wonder
really
who played
got some of these
Futsu.
Competitive players yesterday out of sticky
And
situations.
then a Kaiser ban from the side of Team Secret, because we all know Kaiser can use his S2 to knock back everybody and tank team fights very well, which makes Daqiao very difficult to land good circles. And Diren pick from the side of Kagendra. Mind counter on the side of Team Secret because of the amount of crowd control offered by Kagendra's draft. And then the Tun jungle for the side of Kagendra.
Tun as well, gonna come back into the game. He's gonna be the mid shield, this time complemented by the Zhang Fei. And that's a lot of health.
And that is a very tree protect
zero,
2
zero
composition on
on
the
that
side of Kagendra. They just want everybody to soak them for
again,
the Mai.
I think it was just a matter of time for the Dune to come through as well
and
as the
the
Zhang Fei. So this is really something that is a team comp of all about just trying to stop that aggression,
or double
being
fighter
able to
team
soak that
composition.
damage from the likes of the Futsu and the Lady
I
Chen.
think Nive
and
will
then
be
obviously
loving to
we
watch
got
this Futsu match,
Mayin
especially
as well.
Futsu farm
But
with
Mayin is more
Daqiao.
likely going to be used to try and counter and pick out those
But I
more
personally
flashy
love a
heroes, being able to
double
kick them away,
fighter
be able to
Futsu
do whatever she
composition,
can
so
do, whatever
I
Mai
will be
can
looking
do,
to see a
Mayin
2-0 from the
can
side
do
of
too.
Team
So
Secret.
it's going to be really interesting this game too. But
So I'll hand
then
the time
again,
over to the
Kagendra
casters.
have to
Here is
make
the
it interesting,
lineup for
because
your
if they
game
don't
2.
get a win here, they have to wait a few days until they can
Let's
try
see
and prove
who will
themselves
win
once again in
their
their
segment.
respective group. But I feel like we saw some this team
So
compare
for those
Team
of you
Secret,
that
we saw
haven't seen
yesterday,
how
or
a
very
double
something
fighter
very
Futsu
similar,
composition
like
works,
with the likes of
you all
the
can
Yukio
see how Team
Tachibana
Secret
as well.
executes
But
the
it
composition.
just plays into Team Secret's MO. They love the fast rotation. They love their macro plays. They don't like to be sitting in lanes, Kin. They like to be just roaming. They want to be free as a bird. And that is exactly how Team Spirit is going to try and play this game too against Kagendra.
Yeah, so right off the bat, welcome to Honor of Kings, welcome to the Gorge, as we take a look at potential last game, Team Secret trying to close things out at this point. And right off the bat, you can see Flowing Sign, a very good first skill to use in lane as well. Hopefully it's going to allow them to clear a little bit faster. But they're going up against a Mai Shiranui, which is very target heavy on heroes instead, you know, in the early phases of the game.
Yep. You know for a fact that Mai is going to be trying to be the function to kick people out of the Chow's teleporting abilities, because again, that would be a great way to counter the Chow. It's like, oh, you're trying to go back and get some health, buddy? Too bad, I've just kicked you out of your teleport, and now you're stuck with us. You're stuck with the boys on Kagendra. You've just been met by Zhang Fei. You've just been met by Dune. And now Elaine's coming through to chop you up like wasabi. But we'll see how Kagendra really do play in this game too. Again, I don't think we'll start to see that early game aggression from Team Secret this time around. I feel like it'll be a little bit more of a based level up to 4-minute mark, but then we'll probably start to see the likes of the Chow and the Futsu to go through and try and knock these turrets down very quickly. As soon as those shields go off those turrets, I feel like that's when Kagendra has to worry.
Well, they're gonna start it here. Weeraw gonna try and get a little bit of damage now. Not really gonna work out for them at this point. So at this point, you know, TNX is not that huge burst monster that we're expecting out of Yukio, right? But as the game goes on, you know, Kage needs to slow the tempo down for Team Secret, because if they don't, they're gonna fall prey to what happened yesterday. Similarly, you know, we've already seen a Da Qiao and Futsu combination, and to make things a little bit harder or, you know, worse for Kage at this point is if they allow the game to run past more than 15 minutes and they don't kill off TNX or even Futsu in the early stages of the game, they're gonna regret that decision, because the burst potential coming out from these two heroes is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's definitely not a duo you want to be trifling with or at least underestimating, but this is day 2 of the season 2 Invitational of Honor of Kings. I don't think underestimating is anything that these teams can really afford. We see a bit of an engage there from Mai, trying to start it onto the Lady Chen, but nothing really coming through. There's that frozen ultimate onto Weero, but that goes really nicely connected onto the Dun. We see Yukio Tajiyaban, but he's not able to re-engage. Is that knockup going to be enough?
Oh my god.
Once
That's
again,
synergy.
for the side of Team Secret going
I'm sure if
this
Futsu gets a buff, Nivin is not complaining.
Yeah, of all
he'll enjoy that buff.
Kill 2, they actually let it over to TNX, and that's one of the best starts you can ask for if you're from Team Secret. And we might see a surprise for Stenko as well in the mid lane.
If he gets a buff, I think even Lee Sin cannot match him in lane.
As well. Quite a ridiculous wave clear, to be honest, because you have Loom as well as Yuhan. One of the things that I think a lot of people underestimate about the Da Qiao is the wave clear ability, right? And that's something that I think you will be very sorry if you're gonna underestimate the support role Da Qiao.
Oh, knockup. We do see an early game kill for Kagendra, though. Oh, Yukio Tajiyaban has to get out, but he's not going to stay alive. Is he going to get in there? No! Zero takes him down. There is kills already on the board for Kagendra in game 2. This could be worrisome for Team Secret, because again, you don't want to be using those kills early game.
Oh my god, a dive on the Da Qiao.
Taking down the Chow as well. That is some nice pickups for the side of Kagendra, but it's nothing to say.
Shen will be looking to run away.
They are not unbelievable. We saw that Kagendra was able to take down the Derenji, and we already seen a cop chase here onto the Mayin. Is she going to be able to get out? Is TS Yuan
and now Kage's Mai is now very fat.
Yeah, this is the Kage we've
but they
been
wasted
waiting
too
for.
much time
Sure,
chasing Mai, so Yukio was able to get a tyrant.
Showing they have signs of life, they're recovering pretty well at this point. This still trade a little bit, but as it stands now, I think it's still okay, right, for the side of Kage. At least they're showing signs that, hey, they know what they're doing and they're ready to take this game back into control in their hands.
Yeah, I think they realized that game 1 was played a little bit too coy for the side of Kagendra, but we can already see that the gold, no matter how aggressive Kagendra are playing, Team Secret still have the lead in that gold. They have the secret source in that gold lead, but we have some confliction going on here up into the clash lane. Down goes the Elaine, down goes the Dune as well. So much for soaking up damage. You've just lost another life, buddy. Mufaz is almost getting caught out here by the Mayin, whilst we see the Darenji trying to get some macro plays onto that turret to try and answer that first tier turret takedown.
Actually, at this point of the time, it's very bad for the side of Kagendra.
Like 2 minutes ago with TS and Kagendra in that mid lane.
3k, almost 3k gold lead from the side of Team Secret against Kagendra at 5 minutes.
Fast enough without those items.
And the fact is that by right, TS is supposed to be a very late game composition, but the fact that they're doing very well makes Gendra's life very hard.
And that's going to be a wasted effort because the Sea of Fate is going to be there for the Futsu. So Sun having the time of his life, right? Checking into the office, doing his data entry.
Look at the way they play the macro game. They do not actually look for team fights against Kagendra on the side of TS because this composition actually requires you to make huge macro plays around the map and look to push and get as much goal as possible. And then if the opponent comes for you, you just punish them.
That extra damage from the Frost Burst. In the meantime, Futsu already has a Spark Forge Dagger, so his attack speed is already there. Offers a little bit of magic damage as well. Here we go, Sage's Might onto him.
Oh yes, we see that the teleport does come through for Team Spirit. A little bit of untargetable coming through to the side of Lady Chen, able to pick out the lane as well. But Senko responds with a kill onto Yukio
2 for 2 trade. Alin and Mai was
also,
traded for Yukio Tachibana
and Kagendra and Team
very good
Secret.
team fight, very intensive.
In this game too, we honestly didn't think this would be possible. What we just saw from Team Secret in game 1, did we think we were going to be seeing some equal trades in game 2, Ken?
Yep, you know what? Actually, I wouldn't call it even an equal trade. They actually got the jungler and the so-called farm lane, right? They got Sun and TNX. So actually, it's a big win for the Sarakage. That's good recovery. But you know, right now they have eyes on Xuan. Not going to be able to catch her because of her whatever and her get series as well. Right now, it's really about buying time for the team, because if you take a look at the itemization by the Sarakage, they are pretty close to some of the core items that are necessary for them to stand up face to face against the likes of Secret. So there is quite a huge potential as well. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yes, look at that lockdown onto the lane from the Futsu, and then obviously Lady Chen's ultimate coming through to just finish off the lane later on in that engagement.
Fight.
There we go, Mai Shiranui was right at the back of that whole team fight, just making work on that Yukio Tachiyaban as well. But there we go, Elaine and Durenji here.
And then the Shadow Vanguard will look to take the top turret on his own,
side of the jungle,
as the rest of the team converges on the first turret.
At this point, going in with the Snowfall Slash, and you know, getting the Crimson Golem up there as well. And right now, Sun and Yuhan doing what they like to do yesterday. Here we go, Sea of Fate gonna be pushed out. Oh yes, they actually pushed him out.
Oh my god, how did Yuhan survive that?
I did say in that
oh my god.
pick there that Mai is going to be
that was
the
insane.
function of kicking people out of that teleport. You are not safe when Mai Shiranui is around. And Senko actually doing really well on this hero, but Elaine doing a lot of damage onto the Lady Chen. Untargetable comes through, nullifies the death on Sunset, but she's still not done. Yukio Tachiyaban managed to get the kill onto the Elaine as well. That's 2 kills for TNX on the side.
Look at how they are diverting firepower from the side of Kagendra, because with them all committing to the team fight, Futsu was able to get the bottom tier inhibitor turret. And that they look to end the game at 8 minutes and 57 seconds, as nobody was able to stop the backdoor from Futsu. Very clean game.
Very clean gameplay, clinical once again. Welcome to the doctors, right? This is no longer Team Secret, this is Team Doctors. You are now at the hospital. They are gonna do some surgery on you at this point. And Team Secret, of course, very happy with that win. This puts them at the top of the table. They secured their position. So more or less, they are kind of guaranteed to be one of the top 8, if not having the highest chance so far.
Yes, they are definitely creme de la creme currently in their own group. They've beaten Cyrus yesterday quite. I'd say Cyrus put more of a fight up than we saw that Kagendra did, or this clearly may just be that Team Secret had a little bit more sleep in day 2 for them to just come so aggressive against Kagendra. Unless they underestimated Osiris and then thought, you know what, for the rest of this tournament, we are not going to underestimate our teammates, and this is the product we get. I'm scared.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Don't be shy. Yeah, there you go.
And we have our very cute
the first Malaysia team to advance to the knockout stage, and the first
MC,
Malaysia
and
team
she'll be doing an interview with them
in the Esports World Cup later on, which is going to be in Riyadh. Give up to the son of Team Secret. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think I need the mic. Pass the mic. I give it to your big boss. Yeah, jauh mic tu boleh. Okay. With me, we start with Malay hari ni.
Yes, boleh.
Okay. Joining me here today is going to be Calvin Pang, the manager for Team Secret, country manager for Team Secret. Now, you are the first team today confirmed to the knockout stage and will advance to Esports World Cup later on, and even the first Malaysian team to advance there. How do you feel as a country manager of Team Secret? Awak ni tim pertama daripada Malaysia untuk pergi ke Riyadh kemudian untuk Esports World Cup, dan juga tim Malaysia yang pertama untuk masuk ke knockout stage untuk season 2 kali ini. Sebagai country manager, apa perasaan awak?
First of all, kami nak ucapkan thank you to everyone, kepada sesiapa yang datang ke sini untuk menyaksikan pertarungan hebat ini. Thank you all for coming, and bagi pihak tim dan Team Secret dan also as a Malaysian, I think we are kita sangat berbangga lah untuk jadi tim pertama untuk qualify untuk Esports World Cup ni. Kami sangat I think a lot of preparation has been done, dan selain daripada itu bagi satu tim yang amat baru, cuma 3 months together, I think this is such a big achievement for us, and kami harap kami dapat keep you all, make you all proud in Riyadh. So for now, Riyadh kita dah tempah tiket kita. Now kita fokus untuk S2. Thank you semua. Yeah.
Wow, within just short amount of time, 3 months, you guys form into a team. And now you're the first to book into Riyadh slot, which is going to be Esports World Cup.
Yes, CM already has a confirmed slot for EWC. They have their own roster that has been finalized.
Coming out from the side of, I think it's going to be Loom.
Yeah, I guess for 3 months team, they are very good because Malaysia already has the home ground advantage of access to CN. Esports World Cup, the one in Riyadh, the one that I might be going to, yeah. The mid-season. It's like your MSI or League of Legends. The one for July, August. The version that will be played, maybe the global version, but I'm not sure about the patch updates until then. But obviously I'll be covering also.
Don't think anything. Meditation. He's on different level. He don't think. So he don't know how his age. 你也不知道你几岁是吗？
我知道我几岁啊？
你知道 you know. He just meditate. I asked him if he knows, then he keep on meditating. Does he know how old is he? At least he knows. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, brother. Okay, last but not least, can somebody from the audience give me the message that we have, the paper? Can we have that paper? 10x 来了，这个给你了哈。10x 过来，你走过来，你过来，你过来，你知道还没在讲吗？你拿这个上来，拿着。你读了吗？
读了。
你的感受是什么？
刚才
忘记带，看到这个提醒我。
哦，lol， that's fine。lol。
你要跟他们讲谢谢对吗？你要一定要。
谢谢，我刚差一点带3线酒精。
Okay, so basically.
Yes, it was the twin game from yesterday. Yes.
Does he know what this is? 这个是给你的，这是给你的。所以 sorry, I forgot which language already. But yeah, I asked him, do you know what this means? He knows. And he is very thankful for the audience that actually have the message. Can you guys leave it up? There you go. That's all. They all reminding him, don't forget your smart. He almost picked a different spell just now. But thank God, they actually show this. Don't forget the smart.
God, there's so many.
Forget it today. But really, thank you so much, Team Secret. And congratulations for being the first team to advance to the knockout stage and also the Esports World Cup, Team Secret Malaysia.
Right, Ken, there we have our first team already qualifying through to not only the knockout
that was
stage,
a very
but
fast
also
2-0.
EWC
Oh my God.
next month.
I guess
so
the next
again,
match will be very, very
what
soon.
we've learned from that winners
GG.
interview from their
Congrats to
manager
Malaysia.
as well is that they've only spent 3 months together as a team. So to achieve this into Season 2, to have such a potentially the shakiest thing in the Safe East Asian scene, because obviously they didn't win their qualifiers. They had to go all the way through to the last chance qualifiers to then prove themselves to get to the Season 2 Invitational. So not the easiest route, but they are making Season 2 Invitational look easy.
Well, I mean, that's why they call it Team Secret, right? They have the secret formula. They know what it takes. And, at this point, there is very little doubt about how well the team can perform. They have only shown a couple of things, some of the cards, some of the flavors that Team Secret has in store for us. And that makes me even more excited because I want to know what else are they going to show on the big stage as well. But let's take a look at the other post-game stats in the match as well. I think we covered a couple of the items as well, right? So this time, let's take a look at the farm lane coming in from Sun. This time, we've already seen this combination come out, and he was not even halfway there. Maybe half. He had the Glacial Buckler along with the Sparkforge Dagger, so we know that there was enough tank, there was enough magic damage coming through as well. And just for that security measure, actually got the clandestine cape.
Nothing out of the ordinary for builds wise.
Even when they got knocked
normal,
out of the Sea of Fate as well.
Yeah, so it wasn't as obviously clean in terms of lack of deaths onto the side of Team Secret. This was definitely a more of a, like I said in the draft, much more macro, much more lockdown on the heroes like the Mai Shiranui and the Elaine as well, as we saw that Lady Chen was able to pick up quite a few kills onto these heroes thanks to the Fuzu as well. But again, the Dune and the Zhang Fei not paying any dividends in that game. It seemed like there was quite underwhelming picks, even though we've known them historically within either the qualifiers or Season 2 Day 1 to be a force to be trifled with. But it's clear that Team Secret know how to navigate these heroes.
Yeah, I think it was difficult for Kage, right? Because they had to pick and choose the people specifically.
Okay, stream, I'll be taking a quick toilet break before I come back. If anyone new comes to the stream and asks us about me, tell them I'm in the washroom. Thank you.
That gives TNX as well as Xuan so much room to kind of figure out, hey, who do I want to disrupt in this fight as well? And when you let TNX drop that ultimate, that snowfall slash, I mean, what can you do against that, right? There is a ton of damage, there's a ton of life steal as well, and in the meantime, Xuan is just doing whatever, literally, right? The skill is called whatever. So it's really Kage at this point. And I think you take a look at the damage percentage and the damage taken as well across the team, you can really see the difference maker here, which is amongst that confusion, that chaos. Loom was doing so much work. The flowing side with the Ocean of Tears put and placed perfectly in multiple instances of the team fight, allowing both Sun as well as TNX the freedom to really just go crazy with the skills and make sure they're able to get a lot of the hits off required to kill off the side of Kage.
Yeah, I think that graph shows individually that it doesn't matter what hero Loong picks in that mid lane, he can make damage, baby. I mean, 73.5k compared to Kagendra, who had Loong's hero from game 1, and they only ended up sitting on 41.3k, which compared to last game is definitely an improvement for them anyway. So I do have to give hats off to Kagendra for taking the beating in game 1, but then sustaining the beating in game 2, making it a little bit more of a clearer fight against Team Secret. So again, TS Long is just showing that he is one of the better mid lanes in the Season 2 Invitational right there. And just like the graph of game 1, not as clear and curvy, we do see quite a few straight lines coming through on that one, because it did seem a little bit like, oh, what's going on here? We saw a very early sort of slow burning start to the game, and then as you can see, that literal straight diagonal line going up there. So it was kind of like yep, we're going up, and then a little flat line, and then right at the end, when we started to see all those the higher ground turrets being taken, that's where we saw those golds coming through, and I think it's probably
now the
more
MVP was given
deserving
over to
than that. Not
TNX
only did he
on the side of
remember
Team
his smite,
Secret
take a roasting
for remembering
from the
his smite
audience,
and dealing
TNX getting
a lot
an
of damage.
MVP in game 2 on the Yukio Tachibana pick.
Yeah, beautiful gameplay by 10x there. I mean, he, like I said, he was a menace. Not only was he dealing a lot of damage, he was consistently in the faces of the jungler.
Funny,
on
MY
the side of
strongest goal,
Kage,
because
sealing
yes,
away
MY will be the
the
strongest in
golem,
Southeast Asia
sealing away
actually.
the buffs as well. If you take a look at his gameplay, this first movement, giving the first blood over to him, the combination
Some
ocean
SG,
of
the
tears
problem is
allowed
SG
them
players
blood. That
are
was the start of
we don't have our
10x's
own
dominance across
qualifiers.
the
If
map.
not,
Think,
yeah,
at this
possibly.
point he got taken down, but it is, you know, it's just a small little slow down, a leash that they attempted on Kage. But
Malaysia
once he hit his
boleh.
timing on 10x, there was a lot of damage that he was able to offer, right? And we were talking about, hey, there was a little bit of straight lines on the graph itself, and this is where Kage actually managed to put a cap on the growth for a little bit. But the moment they allowed him to come in, take a look at this. In this particular fight, they went in with the Eye of the Whirlpool, 10x, perfect positioning to get the heals, get the kills as well. And from that point on, there was very little doubt that Team Secret was in the driver's seat for the entire game, right? And I like this highlight here. We actually showed the push from the Mai to kind of get them away from the CFA.
And a run away.
It didn't really work out that well because end of the day,
As you can tell, the team fighting from Kage side was quite messy in terms of how they followed up and their target priority. That's why they kept getting wiped out. Look at this fight, look at this fight. They didn't even notice Futsu was bringing the wave. A key thing I like to say for Clash laners, your stats actually don't matter, so long as you make no impact around the map. Especially for picks like Futsu. So for that, Team Secret has completed all their group matches for the side of Group C against Isurus and Kagendra, a clean sweep for both teams. So now it's a matter of Osiris versus Kagendra to find out who will qualify for the knockout stage and EWC for the side of Group C.
Interesting for Osiris to be either underestimated by Team Secret or they have just shown their true potential as the only Argentinian team there.
Another
obviously
fighter
with players like
always
Muster
works.
from season
If
1.
most of the time it works if you know how to
clash
execute
laner.
and
I think it's going to be a
priorities.
hard challenge for Kagendra, or if Kagendra adapt that kind of gameplay that they've just sustained from Team Secret, we could be seeing a punishable match or a redemption for Kagendra in their next match against Osiris. But there we go. First team into the knockouts, into EWC, where the prize pool is just going to be even more. Team Secret win it.
So for my own predictions for the side of Group C, it'll be that
yep, we want to take
Kagendra might actually win against ISG because ISG's mentor is quite weak and got damage from their game against their side of Team Secret yesterday.
This is gonna mean a whole lot to us. Not just
Yeah,
us as
correct. The
casters, but
first
the
time they chose
entire
Mai was
community,
already a
right?
trap.
If you love this game itself, please vote for us. Make us know that. Let us know that you love us as well. And of course, as always, we love you guys. Now, that's all for the Esports Awards. You know, there's a lot of things that you can expect later on today as well. I think, Blam, one of the things I'm more excited is the introduction of gameplay for the first team, for these two teams we have not seen yet, which is going to be Team Vitality and Foot Esports. They're going to be coming
No,
up
the
on
fact
next
that
match itself.
I
so
think they
very
they
excited to
didn't
see what's gonna happen
know
there.
for the trap they won.
Absolutely.
Because
But
Mai
before
is
then,
a
little bit
common
of a
first
giveaway
pick
for
priority
those
also, like,
guys
just
to
like
obviously
Dajiao
not to
and like
incentivize you to go vote for
Doria,
HonorOfKings
etc.
Esports
But I
and
felt that
Esports
they
Award.
should have
But this is just a little bit
they
of a
should have
friendly giveaway
executed
for
the
you
draft
guys.
better.
So the community
They really
event
got
for
out drafted and
subscribing.
out macro.
You during the Invitational Season 2, follow Honor of Kings Global Esports on social channels across all of them and participate in the community event. So you will get a chance to win some great rewards, a gaming phone that Kin wants, watches, and permanent skins are waiting for you to pick them up. So you have your own chance of winning that GT20 Pro that you see all these players playing on in Season 2 Invitational, so make sure you don't miss out on that community event.
Yeah, so, you know,
Back
if
on
you
to
don't take a
echoing what
shot,
you were saying about earlier, Kin. Yeah.
Okay, so I hope you give it a try. You know, maybe you'll get some things that you will quite enjoy in life as well, be it in game or IRL in real life, right? So let's take a look at what's gonna happen next for today. Blam, which match are you most excited by so far?
I mean, you know me, I've been hyping this matchup since day one. I can't wait to see what Team Vitality have in store for us because, again, like you said, out of all these teams that have played or playing in and participating in Season 2 Invitational, Team Vitality, we only know, obviously, a few of the players that have been on other organizations in KIC 23, but as a team, as Team Vitality, we have no recollection, we have no proof how well Team Vitality are going to do, but I feel like going against FUT Esports is going to be the litmus test for Team Vitality in this next game. But again, we've still got the bangers between Loops and R8, and then obviously RRQ to defend against LGD, their top spot in Group D. So a lot still more to play for in day 2.
Yeah, and you know, just to focus on that as well, because this is Group A for Team Vitality and FUT Esports. There are 4 teams in this particular group itself, so you know, the stakes are much higher because let's be honest, it's a little brutal for them, right? If they lose more than one game, they are at risk of not being top 2 in the group. And that's something that, you know, for Team Vitality, first time coming into this group itself, it could be something that is very scary for them because you want to come out not only showing that you have the substance to make it out into the world stage as well, but also that you are comfortable adapting on the fly against strong opponents such as FUT Esports or even the likes of the rest of the members
I will
within
be
the group
taking
itself.
over this segment. So for those of you that actually do not know, I will actually be doing the promotion segment for our DreamVox channel. So this is the first promotion for today. So DreamVox, with our official launch giveaway, we'll be having a 7 days campaign between 26th of June to 2nd of July. We'll be giving out an epic skin of your choice if you win for the 7 days campaign. If you help us hit 1,000 subs through sharing and etc. of our videos. Oh, they have other place for it too. Yes. Okay. So to carry on, if we hit 1,000 subs, we'll actually give away a legendary skin equivalent or higher for the winner, and that's if we hit 1,000 subs. If you want to qualify for the giveaway, you have to follow the steps in the stream description, which is firstly you have to subscribe, share our DreamVox, and enable the notification bell. Fill in the Google form, scan the app gallery QR code or type /Discord, and then scan the DreamVox Telegram community QR code and join us as a member or join via the link. Winners will be notified on our Telegram community channel and all prizes will be sent out by 8th of July. Thank you. Okay, back to the main broadcast.
Yang sangat-sangat ingin saya lawan adalah LGD.
Okay, so next will be FUT Esports versus Team Vitality.
RQ 你们应该比 Impunity 更简单。
我估计比较困难吧，但是我们会尽我们全力的。
So for those who have not, you can take this as a short interval break to go do your stuff. And then I'll look to see you back here in about 8 minutes.
If you know the enemy, you can plan what you can do in the game before you start the game.
Buat tim-tim lain, siap aja kita kalahin.
Maybe we can find inspiration from other stories. Hey, that might work. Got it.
LGD playing 7:35 PM Malaysia time. I think they will be playing at 7:35 because there are changes to the timing based on how fast each match ends. Yep.
Like the thrust of a spear in battle. No one can tell my story but me. I'm born to stay. This is my chest and my bonus play. Can't be late, won't hesitate. What do you say? Grace to find my face, scars to find my skin. I can't convince them, please I'm enlisted. I'm the one that you hate. H to the E on doing it for real. I found my goal. From the ashes, I rose again. Flow with a rumble, make them crumble, make them rise. Baby, it's go time. Nothing to dance, how I rise. An inspiration, I know how. The one who will bother my know, nobody gon' do it. Facing up place, we don't think we just move it. No, we the best, and we don't gotta prove it. Somebody test me, it's why I'm gon' lose it. I got a trophies on this moment, illuminate. Another day, another way. You got the power to turn.
RQ Ton. I mean, it's not for me. I speak factually lah. Like I based on stats and data. So it's like on the side of ID, it's a bit harder for them to win or like clinch a point from the stronger regions like Malaysia. Because if you all think about it, Malaysia technically has the same amount of experience as China due to their access to the CN version years in advance. And their caliber will obviously be higher because they are playing like scrimmages against China teams or like trying to climb the leaderboards there. We have about 4 minutes and 40 seconds before we get into the show. Garo versus Luara, what do you think? Wow. Garo versus Luara, if I feel Garo will win, honestly. Because Luara, her range is actually very, very short. Mr. Streamer, I later watch Katia GDK. Are you going to cover that later? Would you like me to cover that? But then I'll end stream, man. I'll have to end at 6, right? For your YouTube side of things. You want me to drop by on your side? Then we can use the AG Discord so that there will be no latency. You just PM me in Discord what plan you have in mind, Evade. I personally feel Garo will win Luara for to answer you, Rix. Just hang on. Watch party LGD should be up to you lah. Up to you. Is your show what from 6 to 8? Yeah, it's your show. 6 to 8 is your timing. Just do you. I won't go all the way. No problem.
You want to be strong? Learn from the pro now. When you're attacking a tower, you might accidentally target an enemy. Or when attempting a tower dive, you end up targeting the tower and minions instead. Professional players execute such impressive moves effortlessly. While you may feel overwhelmed and get killed by the tower, your control settings might be holding you back. Change the recommended basic controls to advanced. This activates extra basic attack buttons for minions and towers. Turn on Show Enemy Avatars to accurately select the enemy's avatar for the kill, and better assess vision exposure. Give it a try and play as smoothly as a pro, easily crushing the enemy faction. Learn from the pro. Learn more from Honor of Kings Global Esports.
And we are about 40 minutes into the show before the second round of the show starts. Hold on.
Lane stealers only bring frustration to a team. The team will be at a disadvantage and players will not enjoy the match. We are also players. We know the problem doesn't lie with the good players. Therefore, based on feedback, we created the lane pre-pick system. Players will choose the lanes they want to play before looking for a match. The system will take these preferences into account and find suitable matches so that everyone can enjoy the game. To combat lane stealers, everyone has a chance to create a better gaming environment by reporting them and making the Gorge a better place. With this system, finding a balanced team is no longer a problem, but a practice in innovation.
Right now, Danny going in the lead. Well, hunted by Bang. Bang doing the time damage from Danny as well. Taking up the win sheet as well. Diaz is looking.
Welcome back,
jumping into the second match
to
of
the
the day.
Season 2 Invitational Honor of Kings tournament. Today you have myself, Blam, and with me, who has been here since the past best of 3, those new joining in at home, I have Kin with me. How's it going, Kin? How are we feeling going into game 2 of day 2 already?
Oh, good. And of course, at this point, I think
Hi, Kuro. Welcome.
day, right?
Thanks
The
for
first game
coming
was
on.
such a nice introduction of today, and I think
I was
that's
looking
kind
for
of set
Kenny, but
the
then
tone
Kuro
for
came
the
in.
game.
Thank you.
Because
Welcome.
there's going to be two expectations, and like we mentioned before, Team Vitality kind of new to us on the stage itself. So, when we step into the Gorge later on, I'm gonna have to kind of mentally prep myself for, I don't know, maybe we're gonna get a surprise from Team Vitality, because
Yeah,
that's
this
one
Kenny
of the
don't like
perks,
me
right?
already.
When you don't know
Nice.
anything about a team that's coming in, they can bring you to a world of surprises where maybe they have the best jungler in the entire world, they have the best farm lane, or even
Apparently,
a cash lane. So it's
Vitality
interesting. And of course, they're
is
going up
wildcard.
against Foot Esports, who have shown
There's not much
they
data
have
on
the
them, so
substance
we'll
to
look
bring it
forward
all
to
the
see
way
how
as
they do
well.
against
So I'm really
Foot.
curious to see how it's going to play out later.
Absolutely, but none of this would have been possible without our first sponsor, once again, Infinix. So do you know that the Infinix GT20 Pro is among the first smartphones to support Honor of Kings in 120 frames per second? If you think losing at 60 frames per second is bad, try losing at 120 frames per second. Experience playing like the pros today on the Infinix GT20 Pro. But yeah, like you were saying, Kid, with
So guys, if you ask your friends to share and subscribe and support DreamVox, we might get sponsored by Infinix GT, and we can get Kenny and Eden better phones for better quality content and
when Shanks and City
videos for
Boy
you
was
guys.
on Star Wars Esports' org. So again, these two players have a lot of history. So since then till now, it's going to be really interesting to see if there's a massive improvement between these players or give any sort of knowledge for these players. But again, all the knowledge that those two players can try and pass on to Team Vitality is going to try and get them into the Esports World Cup, which is our second sponsor of the Season 2 Invitational. So all of these top 8 teams have the chance to get into not only knockout stages, but also qualify for the Esports World Cup, which will be taking place in July. And obviously, that's one of the biggest events of the year yet for Honor of Kings, being part of the Esports World Cup and even the event as a whole. So again, really looking forward to seeing that. Really looking to see forward these teams play against that KPL Dream Team. That's going to be really interesting at the EWC MSI.
Very interesting.
It's one side. This is going to be a great litmus test for Team Vitality to go against Foot Esports, who were known as the top Turkey team.
1 minute into the draft
season
before
1
we dive into the drafting phase.
Yeah, I think actually it's the app, right? We're talking about Honor of Kings, and EWC is going to be at Riyadh. It's actually called the Kingdom. So let's take a look at Foot Esports. In the meantime, we have Void.
Foot Esports roster consisting of Void, Arctic, Snap, and Loss, and
for the side of Foot Esports. They will be fielding these players, and hopefully will be taking this series against Team Vitality to put themselves a bit higher in the table of the team of 4 for Group A.
Yes,
on the side of Vitality,
we have 90 Shanks in the jungle, Highland in the mid lane, City Boy in the farm lane, and then Benji in the roam. We are going to be seeing obviously 2 of the big returning names from obviously the KIC, which is both Shanks and City Boy.
Yes, City Boy and Shanks used to play for KIC 2023 apparently, so they are imports for the side of Vitality.
See how our boys do on this
stage. Now that they are imports, I will be more inclined to support Vitality.
On Foot Esports, they actually changed their jungler, Atix, who was their substitute, and he was previously on Besiktas Esports in Season 1 Invitational. So Lost, who is now playing on their farm lane, was Foot Esports' old jungler. So really interesting to see those two be, well, one, for Atix to take over the jungle rather than Lost, because he was a considerably really good jungler, to be honest, and then for Lost to go down into
okay, so what I have found out about Shanks and
you know
City
what,
Boy
as a
is
shout
that
I've seen a couple of role changes across professional
apparently they
used
to they are China imports who used to play in the KIC for Foot.
It really makes the world's difference for a lot of the teams.
So they've been in the team for quite a long time.
Testament to how strong the team is going to be on the side of Foot Esports, right? And now, I think if we put ourselves in the shoes of Lost and Arctic,
so having apparently Vitality has experience in the KIC side of things. They were apparently playing for KIC 2023 and Shanks and City
there's going to be a bit of a
China imports for their team, so the synergy is a lot better than the side of Foot.
I think that will be the challenge for Foot.
There's a first ban of Pay and Changquan on the side of Foot.
Absolutely. I mean, looking at that
draft,
draft,
standard touch your my ban from Vitality on the red side.
Obviously, no Dolia to be seen on those first 2 bans. So whether
they're opening Doria
herself is actually going to race herself onto the gorge is going to be really interesting in this game 1 between Foot Esports and Team Vitality. They do ban out the Pei and the Shangguan as well. So again, mid lane
Doria first pick
jungle
obviously
ban.
naturally on the side of Foot.
Comes through for the side of Foot
Esports, so
Esports,
again,
and over to the side of
Vitality
Team
looks to counter with
Vitality.
Ali.
We see that Mai Shiranui again hit by that ban hammer.
Buff Ali actually is on the latest patch.
Roam support hero that Team Vitality do not want to play against.
And then
this is
and then the Kaiser pick.
Coming out from the side of Foot Esports, right? The moment you see a Dolia,
I like this draft so far on the side of Vitality.
She has the Celestial Melody. That's going to be her ultimate, which refreshes the cooldown of the longest skill cooldown for the team. So I'm kind of expecting like maybe a Lady Turn coming out from the side of Foot Esports, because with the Dolia ultimate, it is a really
Dharma and Hainor pick
here,
on the side of Foot.
Hainor here, and Hainor is one of the people that hate to play against in ranked games, and moreover, this is a professional game, right? With the Fate Rewind, it is almost unkillable for this mid laner. Or maybe even jungler, right? So Hainor is one of the people that I'm going to be keeping my eyes on for the side of Foot Esports.
Oh, we get that Dharma pick again.
And Lady Sun on the set of Vitality.
But wasn't actually the greatest coming through. So in terms of performance, it was 70% chosen, and the appearance rate and win rate for the Dharma pick so far into day one is 0%.
Ban of Princess Frost on the side of Vitality because they do not want anybody to slow down the advances of the Kaiser and the Ali.
One of those resounding picks through
And the
Yaria
ban on the side of
not only on the
Yaria.
Southeast Asian teams, we get it on the Brazilian teams as well. Normally played in the
Yaria?
jungle or mid lane, or if you're taking the Chinese
Oh,
approach,
Yaria
it is
Kaiser.
up in that clash lane. But we are getting onto the second
so
phase of the ban in Yaria, getting banned out because they don't have their support on the side of Team Vitality just yet. We could still see something like the Sunbin, obviously synergy with the Kaiser could come through here for Benji on the side of Team Vitality, but Princess Frost and Zhou Yu are both being banned in the mid lane. So again, my Princess Frost, Zhou Yu all getting banned in that mid lane. Will we see a Ganamo come through on the side of Foot Esports, or are they going to go for flex the Hino into the mid lane?
I'm not sure, right? At this point, Team Vitality's strength, as you can see from the bans itself, they've taken out the Zhou Yu and as well as the Princess Frost, right? And the strength of these two heroes is actually damage over time. And one of the things that you will observe for the fight for Team Vitality is they take a while to get the kills because Kaiser doesn't offer that much damage. Most of the time, they will actually go with the tank build. So they're hoping that, you know, they mitigate the risk of having being outbursted or outdamaged by the likes of Zhou Yu as well as the Princess Frost. So they're pretty smart ban. And I like the fact that they actually pick up the mortar, right? Mortar with the cannon blast as well as the thing inside the box. Very good buying of time. Thing inside the box, obviously, with the lockdown for the ultimate, will be able to catch majority of the cast on the side of Foot Esports. At the same time, it offers a lot of poke potential coming out. So that pairs and synergizes really well with the Arlie, right? Because she's able to weave in and weave out with umbrellas as well. So I like the thought process behind Vitality's draft so far. But the question is, are they accurate enough, right? Mortar isn't the most difficult hero to play, but when you're playing against a Hainoa and you're playing against a Dharma, they have skills that allow them to kind of reposition themselves. So it isn't that easy to land your skill shots as well.
Hard drop.
Yeah, I mean, the Motsu we saw very heavily
and the Lady Sun pick and the Musashi on the side of Foot. So there'll be a mid lane Hainoa, and Musashi will look to use his S1 to negate the Lady Sun, Mozu, and Ali projectiles. And the last pick of Mayin for anti-CC on the side of Vitality. I agree, quite handsome. But guys, Nivea more handsome actually, if you're actually
a hero that we haven't seen much in the jungle since for a while.
See his avatar so handsome.
Feel like the Musashi came through that often, and then obviously Lady Sun has been that tried and tested farm lane hero that we've been seeing very heavily in the Season 2 Invitational.
Yep, you know, I actually have huge expectations for the Musashi. For those of you that are new to this game, Musashi has a first skill called Illuminating Slash, which when activated will be able to cancel out projectiles as well. This is also similar to the skill that Arlie offers.
Shaking of hands from the both coaches.
I think it really is the timing of their skills.
We'll be diving into the Heroes Squad for the first game between Foot Esports versus Vitality.
Both have their respective win conditions, and at this point, I really think it still comes down to can they take advantage to their side with the stealing.
Wait, there's yeah, I noticed the graphic errors.
Yes, we'd like to think so, but again, nice to see that Attic
has made his way
onto the official roster of Foot Esports there. Again, probably one of my favorite junglers from Season 1 Invitational, so seeing him take the place of Lost is going to be really interesting to see how Lost forms and goes down into that farm lane as he plays that
Okay, sorry.
Again, we all know, but those at home may not know Lady Sun is more of a late game hero, so when it comes to Honor of Kings competitive, you really want to just get her fed up enough to the point where she has all her items, and that's where she starts.
Okay, so in this case, what you actually noticed is that Foot's Lady Sun and Doria started middle instead because they were expecting Vitality Shanks to start middle, which is what commonly Ali do in pro play once they have a bad matchup.
Pretty early on within that
okay, now I'll let the casters take over.
this hero being used in different variety of ways.
Yeah, and as it stands now, I think both teams are pretty much even in terms of farm. And if we take a look at the map control, it is extremely clean from both sides, right? No invasions are allowed from either end of the jungle, but I think you can feel the pressure building a little bit towards the farm lane for Team Vitality, right? They're being able to pressure Snape a little bit out of the lane for the moment, which means that the rotations can be faster and can be, sooner than what they have.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this
here we
point,
go. We get that
we take a
rotation
look at
down to the bot lane from Rugar and Lost right now, helping out Hino. So again, we saw a little bit of a switch up in those lanes. So from the mid lane down to the farm lane, we saw the Hino going against the Ali, because again, when it comes to that long-range Ali hero, the Lady Sun falls pretty short against that. So we saw something very similar like this yesterday with one of the teams switching the Hino with their
Hopefully, if we go all the way to the late game, where Hino and Doria level 15, we'll be able to see the unique combo ulti that they can do. But
up as well. And
that will be a long time for this game, so let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, she does a little bit better against the Lady Chen as well. Because of the rolling rate, she's able to reposition herself, which kind of lessens the damage that's offered by the flowing side from Highland itself.
Yes, indeed. Oh, okay. We're seeing those Amutsu potentials coming through on that skill one, that obnoxious stun that we all know and love within the competitive scene. Again, it's going to be something that's really great when it comes to going against the likes of the Musashi trying to get in onto your backline, and also stopping the Dharma coming through as well. Obviously, Hino has the CC immunity from his ultimate that's going to stop that coming through and trying to get potential. But, oh, Mayin was very stuck into the thick of it there, but not getting any kills onto the side of Foot Esports.
Yeah, but showing you glimpses, right? The Mayin 90 actually able to make quite a bit of impact against that mid lane push itself. So I think that puts into perspective how scared Lost is going to be. He's going to be really concerned about his positioning, because at any point of time when 90 comes in with the whatever, it's going to be a huge risk. And when it's combined and put into combination with Highland's ultimate, with the destructive deluge, or even the flowing side into Ocean of Tears, you get locked down. And when you have additional support in Benji with the Cannon Blast, it's a very, very precarious situation for Vitality. Understand the lead they have at this point. They have the superior poke, so they're able to kind of zone and kite out to Esports at this moment.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a fight here for the Tyrant, and Vitality are definitely securing it. City Boy able to claim the first Tyrant of the game between Foot Esports in game one.
Oh, nice catch on the side of Mai.
Was able to get the
a double kill for the self-food.
As well.
Oh my, just go lucky draw.
Oh my days. Foot
Nice,
Esports.
nice.
So again, Team Vitality
Okay,
able to
that's
pick up that Tyrant.
Hope you win something.
They do lose 2 lives in that mid lane.
Ah, you want a keychain.
Which
That's
again
nice.
was probably just a mistake.
At least they are giving out merchandise
from the Dolio,
at
which obviously
the
didn't
venue.
need to get it. But then we saw the Dharma getting the kill as well. So nicely played there by Foot Esports, really putting the pressure on
No, Foot is looking to trade the Overlord because Tyrant is already
What a
taken.
pace though. If you take a look at that, they have taken the Overlord with ease at this point. I mean, yes, they don't have the debuff at this point. So Vitality, they're looking for something to recover, right? At this point, it's a 2-0 in terms of kill score, but they're leading slightly in the goal. And I think Snape might be in for a nasty surprise here.
Yeah, no, Snape is definitely, there is a delay of an inevitable engage here from the Ali and the Mode suit.
Oh, a
Seem down
Xiao
into the
Qiao
farm
figure.
lane,
Wow,
but
that would be
again,
very
they
nice.
have the Vanguard there to
Sadly, I
aid
cannot go
Snape,
down live.
but no, to aid Snape is Ryuga and Lost on the rotation as well as Atix, but they gotta be careful because they've City Boy and
Oh, now
Hyman
City
both
Boy is looking for an
noticed
invade.
that
He
their
manages
mid
to
lane
steal away
and
the
their
red buff.
jungler is missing. The enemy jungler doesn't know where
Or did he go into?
they
No,
are
it went
because
into
they
the
have
hands of
no intel on
Musashi.
it, but again, it seems to be all bubbling around this mid lane. It's definitely a contrast to what we were seeing between Kagendra and Team Secret. There seems to be a lot more tip
Then you
tat
give me the
in
Lanky
these
J lah.
polls, less aggression, more of
If
a
ever I come to
slow
Malaysia, I
burning,
come
but
and
speaking of slow
I come and
burning,
take.
that CC immune comes through for the Hino ult there to escape that 2v1 between Shanks, Benji, and Snape.
Yeah, so they actually forced out the fate rewind on.
This is a very slow
which
and
means that he's gonna be
steady
out of his
game.
ultimate for
Not
a
much
little
action
bit,
taking
and at this
on.
point, this opens the doors up for
Very
Vitality, right? They
disciplined
can choose to
plays
be a
from
little
both
bit more
teams.
aggressive as well, and this is why you see them, pausing and positioning
Oh, nice.
to make a play on the bot lane as well.
Double ulti from the side of Musashi
Okay, there's the
to.
Musashi
Oh,
going
how
in,
did
knocking
Mutsu
out
survive? Oh
Mutsu.
my
He's only
god.
able to escape with such little health,
What
but
the? And
Ali
then
manages to
Shanks
pick up the
Ali managed to
Dolia as
get
well,
a
so
kill on
that was a
Doria.
1-1-0 trade
What
so
the?
far, but they do pick up the turret as well. They are still not done. Team Vitality have definitely been given the vitals into the game again. Thanks for taking that farm lane turret. However, Dharma was able to capitalize on the absence of the Mayin in the clash lane, able to take the first tier turret in that clash lane, and they are still not done. There is still a storm brewing, but it all seems to clear as of now.
Yeah, you can start to see the cracks in terms of Foot's draft, right? So the moment Musashi dies, they don't actually have a lot of tankiness within their lineup, and this forces them to disengage from fights pretty much as soon as the Musashi dies, right? And if you take a look at what's happening here, CT Boy just doing a lot of work at this point. He is everywhere around the jungle camps on the side of Foot Esports, and he has successfully stolen so many camps, especially the buffs as well. And here we go. Shanks actually just gets out, doesn't even need to commit any of these battle spells at this point.
Literally just using himself as a human ward, it seems there. He's just like, yeah, I'll pop my parasol in a nearby brush, but then I will go and see what is going on in that clash lane, see if there is a way in for both Benji and Shanks, but definitely a tactical retreat there on the side of Team Vitality. They don't want to lose any more kills or any more gold to Foot Chaos because it is very, very tight, and they only have a very small lead on the side of Team Vitality in terms
newer
of that
regions
goal.
to the game.
It is a
The
couple
games
of
are quite
100, which
even and like
not where you want to be going
they
into
are
this
more
10
cautious
minutes.
of what they do, and their macro decision wise is not very clear.
At this point, 8.5 minutes, we haven't actually seen a full-fledged team fight just yet. And here we go, that's a knockup.
Oh, potential fight for Tyrant. Oh, the smite from Kaiser was a bit too early.
On the side of Foot Chaos there, so again they are able to pick up their own jungle objective this time around because the first one did go over to Team Vitality, which is going to aid them going into this next Overlord or team fight that may be brewing here between Foot Esports and Team Vitality. But again, this just really shows the difference between the regions and how they play, because this is not something we saw between Team Secret or Kagendra. They were two different forces.
Yeah, I hope more to
right
lose.
now,
I mean,
Team Vitality
I feel it's harder for
the
Vitality
other
to lose
Overlord
because
for
they do
themselves,
have
hopefully try and
experience
get some of
in
these lanes pushed, because I
HOK
feel like that's where
already,
they
and
are
like
doing their weakest.
they do have two
Currently,
imports
10
on the
minutes,
side of
almost 10 minutes
City
in,
Boy
both
and
teams
Shanks,
only have one turret,
who
but
used to
now
be
we're seeing
CM
a
players.
barrage of attacks onto Void. Shanks takes down Void as
which is
well
their
with
two
the
cores
help of
lah.
City Boy.
They call
may
it
not be
the
done because they have taken
jungle
clash
core
lane
and the
turret. They are looking
farm lane,
with their
the
eyes
Ye
on
He
Voids,
and
which
the
seems
Se
to
He.
be the mid lane first tier turret as well. But
With both of them as the
stopping
core,
them,
I'm
they are
assuming
looking
the
to
shot
help
calling will
themselves
be
to
a
that
lot
safe
more
move onto the
precise,
side
and
of
the team
Esports
will
right
be
now.
easy
There is
to
a
play
lot of
around
damage, a
them.
lot of team fights going on. Mayin takes down
Oh.
Foot Snape. So we
Oh.
see the Hino falls. That is a 1-2-0 trade overall, because if we include the Dharma, even though it was a little bit later on within that whole interaction, it was still 2 kills picked up by Team Vitality overall.
Nice. Look at how the Ali is just staying alive and just getting all the farm. Her team is funneling everything into
Boy
her.
was actually survived that, but they actually did. So that's a good play, right? So Vitality they're winning really small engages across the map, and you know this translates into the itemization as well. I'm very focused on to early at this point, Daybreaker along the Eternity Blade and Crimson Reaper. That is insane attack speed and crit chance as well as critical damage as well, and he is going to be a force to take care of at this point. At the same time, Dawn Light onto the mortar. He's going for more defensiveness along the radius.
Mine will be looking for flank angles to get a nice 1-1 combo on the enemy team from the sides. So in this case, Dharma will be deployed to look for her and like cut off any flank angles that they might have.
There from 90, just checking those phase bushes around the Tyrant, because again, if it was any other sort of unsuspecting team, a little bit team of less experience, they would have had the Dharma just sitting in that brush as they potentially would have gone for the Tyrant, and then Dharma would have come through and cleaned up, but Mayim was there to stop that, thankfully. But again, it seems like this may be a team fight. Snape goes down. Shanks is
how much damage does the Ali have? He just one-shotted the I know. Oh my god.
A lot of damage. We see Dharma doing quite a bit of damage onto Motsu as well, but there's a lot
shredding the opponent's team.
Vitality taking a double kill is 90, and they take the first tier turret as well. They are taking all the prizes going into that 12-minute mark of the match.
Yeah, Vitality, they're just better at this point because, what can I say, 99, right? At this point, Mayin is making such good plays, pincering in from the backlines as well, and they reward themselves with the tier 3 in the middle. Now, the map is for the kids. Everything is you know, up for your choice, right? It's grocery shopping for the side of Vitality.
It's actually very insane.
One in the bag. There we go. So there goes Rugar. There goes another kill. It was a buy one get one free. Clearly in that mid lane there was a special, there was a promotion, and Vitality took full use of that promotion there, running it all the way down to the high ground turret as well. This is definitely was a slow burning start for the first part of the match. Obviously we saw that FUT Esports was able to get 2 kills on the board, but now we see that answer for Team Vitality. They're not here for the KDA, they are here for the objectives. They're here for taking the opportunity at the right moment, and definitely that engage in mid lane was too good to be missed out by Team Vitality.
Yep, and it's hard, right, for the fans of FUT Esports. If you take a look at the itemization by the Musashi itself, he's actually doing quite good work. He has the Blood Rage with the 4 Scars Embrace as well as the Blazing Cape, so he is tanky. But at this point, there's so much damage coming out from the RD that it's hard to ignore. Right, at the same point of time, Mayin with the X of Torment and Pure Sky, he gets the damage reduction, he gets the armor pierce as well, has the Cuirass of Savagery, so every time he gets damage, he gets increased movement speed, and here we go, City Boy just going to town!
Yeah, this is the problem with the pick like Kaiser. He can soak so much damage, and they don't even have a Dolia on their side, on the side of Team Vitality. So imagine only if they did, that would be a lot more fatal, a lot more spongy than he normally is. But Cityploy is definitely playing that Kaiser in a very effective manner right now. Great push there in the Clash lane. It's already pretty low, halfway for that second tier turret in the Clash lane right now, as those Shadow Vanguards are spawning as well. So we can only see more aggression being pumped up here in these lanes for Team Vitality. Kaiser getting stuck in onto the Dolia, but nobody here to respond. We see Mayin and Lady Chen already coming from the left side, and we have Mayin in the back taking FUT Esports is red buff. So not only is Ali going to have more damage now, Atix is going to be losing out on that red buff also. So down goes the second tier turret in the Clash lane.
They are looking to take the top turret, and then they back off. Oh, Haino healed back the turret. Oh my god.
Got a little bit too stuck in, but down goes
that was so lucky. They barely kept the top turret alive for the side of FUT.
Vitality just not quite getting that grand prize to enable those stronger minions within that Clash lane. But again, that second come through now with the engage of that Shadow Vanguard down into the farm lane. Mayin is getting stuck in down there as well. Kaiser all
now Vitality will probably look to end the game after they take a good team fight, and they will be pushing in the 4 Shadow Vanguards. And now they'll be looking to end the game.
Billions of fists trying to keep them off that crystal of Game 1, but Team Vitality taking
Congratulations to
a
Team Vitality for taking the lead 1-0 for this series against
Brutal. I mean,
Esports.
that is the word that I have to describe Team Vitality with. What a brutal performance. They really held them on by the throat and just crushed them at this point. So for Team Vitality, if we were unsure about what the standards are, welcome, because Team Vitality, one of the teams we have to keep our eyes on. What a tremendous performance for the first game as well, and definitely going to put themselves on the world stage, on the map for us to take notice of.
Yeah, it's an EU rep.
Absolutely. We saw that FUT Esports kind of had their foot, to lack their better words, slammed in the door after that early game start, as we saw in Game 1. But Team Vitality definitely answered back very quickly there. I think it's all definitely down to the draft. We were seeing a little bit of a draft difference there. Kaiser has obviously always been one of those tried and tested heroes, especially when you need that tanky hero on your team. He is there to sponge all that damage, especially once he starts getting all those defensive items coming for him. And then not to only mention that, his ultimate just allows him to take even more damage. So if you use that hero super effectively like Team Vitality did, you can really set up the
Important
best of
CM players.
players.
Yes,
Like we
the side of
saw,
Vitality
mid
has
lane was
two
looking completely fresh on the
important
side
CM
of
players, and
FUT
actually
Esports, and then all of a
Vitality
sudden,
was playing in
just
KSC
one
2023.
engage from Team
The
Vitality.
City
That mid
Boy
lane
and
was see ya bye.
City
God.
Boy and what's his
Sayonara.
username? Shanks.
Yeah, and to pair it up, yeah, he actually gets the Dragon Rage and the Eye of the Phoenix as well. So his sustain is really insane. When he procs his ultimate, right, he essentially is unkillable. And what happens when you have a man standing in front for the team? He gives you the reassurance, he gives you the stability, and the ladies here are gonna just capitalize on it. The RD Shanks doing tremendous
No,
work
it's not
with
the
support
fact that
bot,
they want to
and
win badly,
there
but
was just a
rather the
huge
fact
shield,
this roster has been around with them for quite a few months.
just go all in,
About coming to a year, I
regards
guess.
to the skills, with regards to the auto attacks, and more importantly, I think my personal MVP of the game, 90, doing so much
Yeah,
work
but
with the
that
whatever,
ID deserves the
jumping in at the
MVP.
perfect times. Like, sure, you
She
had
should have
the
taken the
Flame
least
Rewind
damage
from
and the
Snape,
most and done the most damage, if I'm not wrong.
Tower health, they
Okay, bye
get
bye,
the
Niven.
tankiness from
Have a
him
good
as well.
prep.
But
Enjoy
what
your
happens when you all
dinner.
get caught in one instance by 90, and when you get caught, you give Shanks about, 1.5 seconds? He is more than delighted to oblige to this request that, hey, can you hit me more? And Shanks obliged to that request. Right?
I don't know why is
Yeah,
the
but he definitely supplied the demand there for those basic
The
attacks on
graphics
the
like
early.
this.
But like you were saying, at 90, you had a fantastic performance.
CT
on
Boy
the
should be the
Ma'im.
jungler,
You
Shanks
have
should be
those two different kind
the
of
farm
Ma'im
lane.
players where they will very much stick in the lane for quite some times, and then you have the version that 90 played where very much roaming, being used as a human ward just to give vision to his team, like we saw him spot out the Dharma towards that Tyrant fight, which was probably for the better, because if you walked into that Tyrant fight unsuspected, that would have gone completely south for the side of Team Vitality. But if you're looking at the damage here, so 95k and 90k by the mid and the farm lane on the side of Team Vitality. And the only person to get close to that on foot Esports was Snape with that 73.9k damage. And then obviously a Lady Sun with the 65.5k. Because when it comes down to it, into the nitty gritty, the whole thing that functions on the team of Esports,
yeah, correct.
I
I like this type of forward.
Void and Atix was meant to be used as the front line, and then Snape and Lost was able to, should have been just dealing the damage. But again, there just was no late game. Lady Sun just didn't have the time to activate.
Yeah, so if you take a look at it, right before we change to this screen, we take a look at FUT Esports, their team fight rate, was about 100%. And if you take a look at what's happening towards the later stages of the game, around the 10-minute mark, that is where Team Vitality kind of snowballed their potential, And simply because they didn't allow FUT Esports to farm at all. It was just, hey, we're ready to fight, let's just keep fighting. So the entirety of FUT Esports had to fight for their lives literally the whole game. There was no time to farm, there was no time to recover any of the differences, differentiation. And the MVP, as we all know, is gonna be Shanks here, just doing a lot of work for the team. The hardest worker but his job was made so much easier with the help of his teammates as well. Very brilliant performance, like you mentioned, 95,000 damage. I'll be proud of that any day as a farm lane, but I don't really play farm lane. But nonetheless, Shanks, really give him a good shanking there, you know, taking the daggers into their hearts at this point. So let's take a look at the highlights of Shank's gameplay and overall for Team Vitality as well.
Yeah, as you said, it gave him a good shanking. For those of the UK or dwelling of the UK would know exactly what that means. But here we are, just what we thought was going to be a little bit of a stomp here for Foot Esports in the early game, where they got those two kills on the board. Seemed to have a little bit of a stronger rotation in the early game. We definitely saw a huge response from Team Vitality all the way through to it, because here, that's when the City Boy was able to be activated on that Kaiser, just giving such clear obstruction to the enemy team, trying to get onto the back line of that Ali of the Lady Chen as well. But it was just so unfortunate. They were just not able to get there. The Dharma just was always body blocked by the Kaiser going into the entire of that whole game. And just like we saw in that mid lane fight there, just absolutely decimating it. It was a bit of a slow burning start for Team Vitality, but here is that game-winning replay there, taking the crystal with the help of the Vanguard, wiping out everybody but Dolia. I think that is a fantastic staple game one to have in the entire tournament, because again, we haven't seen Team Vitality play. This is the first time we've seen them play, and it is a fantastic way to finish that first game.
Yeah, normally when we see a Dolia, we're very worried about the draft itself, but Team Vitality, they had a very good plan, right? And now, if you're looking for a good plan to have, let me share with you how you can make your life a little bit better. We have the Season 2 Creation Party. You can actually go to HOK Creation. We're looking for content creators in the Gorge as well. You do your best to make your life a little bit more colorful, both in-game and in real life as well. There are rewards for you for taking part in this particular exercise as well. I hope to see you guys give us some beautiful contents that we can share across the world as well. So if you're interested, you are a creative, you want to get your art and artistry out into the world itself, do take a look at the creation program we have for creators all over the world.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm part of that as well. So it is a fantastic little tool. That HOK Studio is great. It gives you all the assets for you creating content. Again, you have clear access to win rates for the servers as well. So plenty of information to make the best, most informed, but fun content for Honor of Kings. And that's the best way we learn, is with all this great content coming through for such a great game. But again, speaking of great games, game one between Team Vitality and Foot Esports was nothing short than a great game. It's going to be really interesting to see what Foot Esports can do in a draft of game two.
What's happening?
Yes, so going into the draft of
now we'll be going into
here,
the game
so
2 draft for
again,
the side
we're
of
just waiting to see what Foot Esports
Esports.
are able to do here.
The representatives
to
of
try
Turkey
and claim a best of three,
versus
because
Team
so far we have
Vitality.
not had a best of three in day two.
So will we go on to a full game series, or will we have a clean sweep of 2-0 from the side of Team Vitality?
Is it going to be the same fashion today, where match 2 is going to be a full best of 3 between Foot Esports and Team Vitality? I think here is where that's all going to start to come into fruition here. But Team Vitality banning out Hino and the Chow straight away. And then Foot Esports are taking out the Dolia themselves, maybe missing out on that second ban. Or is that just a bit of an error we're seeing right here on the broadcast? Hopefully they don't miss out on a second ban, because we know how important bans can be in these games.
A ban of Doria, Dachao Haino combo from the side of Vitality. Foot looking to take away the pain. The Doria. So that opens the first pick of Mai for the side of Vitality, which is a priority pick for this patch. So for the side of Vitality, they'll be looking to take very aggressive team fights, obviously.
Team Foot Esports has to be really careful about that.
And the side of Foot, they pick up the Angela and Mai.
Counter this with the Angela as well. Angela, of course, offers huge bursts, huge stuns as well, and they are going to pick up their own mining at this point for the side of Esports. So we're looking at good mobility, good stuns, and good bursts as well.
Ari and Kaiser, Vitality will look to pick up, making their previous draft a lot stronger. Instead of a Liditson, they actually went for Mai Shiren.
Beast that you have to deal with, because he's going to have a lot of health points, he's going to have a lot of health recovery. And once again, Shanks back onto the Arlie.
Now this is a huge and very dangerous draft for the side of Vitality. Food will look to pick up the whole.
I mean, I would like to say it is, but there we go. We
it's a debut pick of Hoi in the tournament.
In the
if I'm not wrong.
This was one
Same with Angela.
Big pickup within the Open Series. It was Hui coming through onto the side of Foot Esports. Again, this is a hero that has aggressive attack speed. His whole passive is about getting extra basic attacks onto his basic attack. So we pimped you out with more basic attacks with Ho Yi. But not only that, he has that stun from downtown.
And from Vitality probably to secure their backline and help to protect their jungle camps.
If you can land this onto the Mai, if you can land it onto the Ali, or even you can do a non-starter CC.
But Kaiser will shred the whole E and Angela if he doesn't get CC properly.
And then Hu Yi just pops that arrow from a far distance. It just stops Kaiser in his tracks.
And then from the side of Foot, as they do not want backline access onto their Hoi and Angela.
The helm onto this game 2 advantages with the Hu Yi and obviously the Angela being a direct counter to the Mai in the mid lane.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they ban out the Byron as well as the lane, because these two heroes are the ones that will have the easiest
Vitality, so that
then
doesn't cut away their CC
right?
and their
so
AoE
I think
damage.
It's pretty clever that they
Or
have
slow
taken
them
out
down
these
for
two heroes,
teamfights.
just lessen the risk that Lost will be caught when he plays his Hoi. On the flip side is going to be the Tun ban as well as the Zhuangzi ban as well, right? So they want to get rid of the NTCC properties because they want to be able to catch this OE, and even this Angela at times
from the side of Foot, a very standard drafting
knockup, especially coming in from the Mai Shiranui, right? And we've already seen Highland very proficient in the mid lane. We have seen the performance of his Lady Chen in game 1. Now let's see how he's going to perform with the Mai Shiranui in game 2.
Yeah, like you say, Lady Chen had a huge 100% appearance yesterday, and so far, I believe she's been made the 100% appearance so far today, because, again, just like Luang on Team Secret, he played Mai in the first game, and then took it over to Lady Chen in the second game, so...
Honestly, Sima is a bad pick in tournaments. It's a very, very bad pick. Why would you pick a potential self-nerf when you can pick better junglers? And Adama for the side of Vitality clash with Yaria making her debut in the Hero squad for this tournament on the side of Vitality. So in this case, Yaria will probably be looking to protect the Ari or the Kaiser, while Adama look for flank angles on the Hoi and Angela. Yes, okay, very sad. No, so sorry, so sorry. I didn't mean it like this, but in terms of pro play wise, it's very rare to see us.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried, right? Because when you see
I understand
Yaria,
preferences,
it
yes.
actually means you have 1.5 lives on a person.
And then
that he chooses
oh my.
to use his ultimate on, right? So it's called a
Thing
Verdant
here
protector.
to catch
and
a
at this point,
hyper mobile
any
comp. That's
person
interesting.
that Benji jumps
Will we see
on,
the thing fly or will we see her flop?
going to make the world's difference, right? Because if you take a look at Dharma, take a look at Kaiser, you take a look at Arlie, or even Mai for that matter, that's a lot of hit points, a lot of shield you have to work past, and in the meantime, any one of these members can actually deal a ton of damage when you're fighting.
That was their stream lag, not my lag.
Yeah, the Yaria is going to be an interesting one to see how Team Vitality play this little hero lady, the one that latches onto the
graphics error
team,
again. Shanks is the
offering shield, offering
CT4 is the
1
jungler, not
second
Shanks.
knockups, but in Honor of Kings, 1 second is just basically the equivalent of a 2.5 second stun, a 5 second stun in any of games. But again, one we didn't actually make a huge deal about, which is probably one of my favorite jungle picks when we do see in competitive, especially on the likes of Atix, is that Jing. So Again, pre-broadcast, we was on about why I was a little bit frustrated on the Doom pick yesterday is because obviously it's not the flashiest, it gets the job done, it soaks the damage, kind of like the Kaiser does, but Blam loves his flashy heroes in that jungle, and I'm glad we get to see Jing come through for FUT Esports, and especially on Atix, because in Season 1 he played Lamb very well and played these nimble heroes in the jungle to extreme.
I like this aggression from
Esports isn't that a CN?
Right off the bat, 90 already pushed out of the lane, and all Void has to do at this point is just to freeze the wave, and he will have the level advantage going up against 90.
Mengya is okay. He's quite good in his own lane.
Difference by seeing the ball
For CN side, I noticed Mengya pick quite recently.
So there is a slight level and EXP advantage going to the Mai Shiranui.
Yeah, seeing Rugar all the way up into the Clash lane rather than in the farm lane helping out the Angela is very interesting. But again, Angela has the distance. She can clear those minion waves without any Zhongfei there. So giving it over to the Mayin is probably the best bet, especially going against Dharma in that early game. We saw that 90 was that 2v1 so he has to be careful.
CNWE versus
FUT Esports after even getting a clean win towards that mid to late game in game 1. I think a level of underestimation cannot be put here against the top 1 Turkish team in Honor of Kings.
Yeah, you know what? I'm waiting for one thing only, and I'm waiting for Artix to just come in with the mirror domain, right? That's the one that I'm so curious, because when you see a godlike Jing player, you know, the iframe usage is especially insane. It's very flashy as well. So I'm hoping we have a superstar performance coming from Artix.
Early game wise, you'll be on the side of both teams actually have early game, but because of my our retailing vitality for the early game.
Time to give back up to 90 up in this Clash lane, but still nothing comes of it. This is very reminiscent of game 1 where we had such a slow burning start. We had to wait till the Tyrant came up before we got any kills in the game 1. So again, I think
because in a sense, Hoi and Angela needs their items a lot more than Ali and My Shield. And then Kaiser can just tank and soak up damage if Jing comes in. Hoi's ulti miss, which is detrimental, and about 30 to 40 seconds cooldown before he can use it again. So they could need to make a play at bottom lane.
Esports to take up the first blood.
Yep, exactly. And at this point, I think I just want to mention something about Highland. Highland has been consistently pressuring the ball camp coming in to FUT Esports' jungle on the top side, and he has taken it, I think, 2 or 3 times already in the space of this 3-minute game time, and it's working out because he's delaying the experience as well.
Yes, absolutely. He's definitely trying to cut it off from the Jing, because again, this is a hero that definitely needs those items to deal more damage. And when it comes to a hero like damage
this
is
Jing
all
can't
you
fly.
can really count on to try and just delete that health bar that he has. That's just so so chunky when he goes in with his ultimate form as well. So definitely the reason why we're seeing that chokehold on that gold resource is because we don't want to give it over to Jing, and we don't want to be giving it over to Ho Yi, so we can get all those items to make the basic attacks hit even harder.
That's right. So for Lost itself, I think the win condition for FUT Esports is, can we get the gold funnel into this farm lane? Right? And at this point, once he's strong enough, they just need to provide the shield, and that's where Ryoga comes in, right? As long as he gets the Unbridled Outburst at the correct time, he buys them time to really get the stuns in and get the damage in as well. And I think that was a little bit of a preemptive blazing brilliance coming in from the Angela, so, you know, they might have to delay this Tyrant take in the meantime.
Yeah, we could kind of see what Zhongfei and FUT Esports was up to in that little engage. They were really hoping that the strangled team vitality would go into that wall, because again, that's a big real estate for Zhongfei to use that Unbridled Rage. He would have got plenty of crucial crowd control there. But here we go.
A first blood from the side of Snap.
Beautifully finessed with the combo of Ho Yi and Angela. So Snake picking up first blood in game 2 for FUT Esports. So again, back-to-back first blood really shows that this team still has the capability to take a win off Team Vitality. It's just all about that crucial mid and late game. They do take the first Tyrant again. Blazing Brilliance doing a lot of damage onto the side of Team Vitality as well, so they've got to be careful. They've got to get that health back somehow.
Yeah, I think it's so cool, right? That the fact that, you know, the name of Hoi's ultimate is called Burning Sun Arrow, and they literally burn the life points out of Shanks in that particular engagement itself. So Shanks now has to be really careful because now there are 3 members going down. In the meantime, they're trying to have a Mexican standoff between Void and 90, right? But the main objective here is buying time. Can they get the kills on the farm lane on the bot? Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at all that damage down in the farm lane, but nobody's still yet to be picked off. Shanks has to be careful. The Paracel is in safe distance under the turret, but was just seeing if he could bait anybody to come back to him. That is the high risk, high reward playstyle of that Arlie. However, Team Vitality are going to get that first tier turret in the Clash lane, it seems. They just need those minions to rock around. Go on, hit it with your hammer, homeboy. Get that Clash lane turret for Team Vitality. There we go. So first turret, they didn't get first blood, but got first turret. So again, a first for Team Vitality is probably something good to be held onto here in terms of losing all those first things like the lost first Tyrant, the lost first blood. They don't want to be losing first turret and the Overlord as well. So we may see a play for the Overlord be played here because we see a lot of presence here in the mid lane.
Vitality
sitting in the bush just waiting for the
yes.
for
The
Angela to use the Blazing Brilliance. Probably,
I do not want to butcher
it.
it.
Seems like they're going to reset and hopefully take that farm lane turret. But no, Dharma is definitely saying, teleportation mechanics, homeboy. I will be down there to help you not take that farm lane turret first.
Yeah, let's take a look at the growth so far. Crimson Reaper into the hands of the Hoi already. Probably looking at Eternity Blade being the second item. In the meantime, Angela already has the Stone of Sorcery and the Savant's Wrath as well. So there is damage.
Yeah, in this composition, Yara is supposed to
point, I think it looks
be annoying, help to crowd control, and then go back on the body of somebody else. Especially if Yara has her passive, and then she blocks off the Angela stun or like Holy Arrow.
Have the support items fully completed, so it's gonna be the Crimson Shadow going into Redemption. So this Yara is also able to provide so many shields going in for massive team fights as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely having the right items being itemized against FUT Esports, but now we are seeing a little bit of a struggle. It could have been a lot worse for Team Vitality. They were able to get caught out by that Unbridled Rage, but speaking of getting caught out, 90
the
gets
thing fly,
taken
no, the
down
thing can't
by
fly. The thing can't fly. What sort of thing is this? He
Esports.
can't fly. He's gonna get caught. Oh my
But now we
god.
see a callback. Highland is taken down. Atix, they
Yeah,
have
Yara
the
is-
jungle. Kaiser is into the thick of it, taking a lot of damage.
I'm pretty sure Yara has an equivalent in AoV. I forgot what is the name.
So much damage onto the Kaiser there, but is that going to be a worthy trade, taking that mid lane turret for 2 lives? I would argue that that is a good trade for the side of Team Vitality.
But honestly, it takes a lot of effort to play a Yaria. Like in CN, for their season 36, there was this Yaria main that actually got top 10 in the global fake leaderboard, I think.
Right, and at this point,
Playing Yaria, Doria, those soft supports, which is actually
it's
means it's
is
possible.
one step ahead of them. And
Yeah,
I think
it's
at
possible.
This point, FUT Esports needs to get into the minds of Team Vitality. Kind of
They
figure out,
mostly
hey,
played Yaria
are
and
they
Doria.
actually trying to, get at
I
with
wasn't-
their plays? Are they
if
actually
I'm not
trying to
wrong.
get the kills, or are they just buying and boarding time so that they're able to take the objectives like the turrets or the neutral objectives like the Tyrant or the Overlord as well, right? Because as it stands now, Vitality, they're just having much better map control compared to what FUT Esports is offering at this point.
Yeah, I think you surmised that pretty accurately, to be honest, because we're seeing that Team Vitality from Game 1 into Game 2 are not caring about the KDA. Yes, they finished with more kills in Game 1, but they are more so all over those objectives. Not quite so much in Game 2 in terms of the jungle objectives, but turret-wise, they've hammered the side lanes, whereas FUT Esports have not had an opportunity to try and take any turrets yet.
Yes,
So
the thing is
again,
struggling.
having
This
those
thing
turrets
can't
taken
fly.
down just
I have
means that you
noticing.
have less of a safe
He's not a very
space to
good
go
team
back
player.
to if you
He's
are
not a very
FUT
good team player.
Esports, and it gives you if you are on the side of Team Vitality, a great pressure to be had there.
Which means they sort of self-nerf themselves. Ethics of made a bad move by playing Zing.
Esports, whether you're being pushed, whether you're having a macro.
Because in this case, this composition is already so mobile, so the fact that you drafted a Zing is making it difficult for you to catch anybody. When there are better picks like a Nako or Lam,
so
they are simpler to
they're not going to
execute
set
also.
up any sort of playmaking, but Mai is just trying to bait them into the team fight a little bit further. We see the Kaiser is stuck into it, taking loads of damage. Yaria is on top of City, but Shanks as well takes him down. Down goes Void. Void and Ryuga looking pretty low, and Atix as well. Double kill going over to Shanks. So what looked like one farm lane starting off a fantastic engage was definitely turned around, spun around by a Parasol, completely negated by the Ali. So well played to Vitality Shanks for picking up that double kill there.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why you take control of the map, right? This is why you take more turrets. It's better to focus on the map control because it allows you so much space. And if you take a look at it, Shanks is already at level 13, right? So he's 3 levels ahead of Ryuga, which is why he's able to deal so much damage at the same time. And to make matters worse, Shanks has Frenzy. So with the additional damage, the additional life steal, additional defense as well, it's very hard to come up with Shanks. And with the maple dance, he's able to kind of like mitigate every single range projectile coming in.
Yeah,
his positioning is wrong. He shouldn't be with the team. He should be looking for flank angles and Qs on the enemy.
In terms of the damage we're seeing, City Boy is taking a lot more damage thanks to the Hui.
Gong Sun Li with Frenzy is standard. If you run anything else, you're practically trolling.
Like you say, with the maple dance being able to just cancel projectiles. So again, it's trying to save face on the side of Foot Esports. And speaking of saving face, they do lose their second tier turret in that mid lane. This seems to be a Team Vitality MO. They're all about focusing that mid lane. And
Holy arrow hitting nobody.
Yeah, it is.
Even if it did hit, they can't follow.
Look at what they're doing. They're buying time, right? So now the entire jungle on the side of Foot Esports is open for the taking. They have time to traverse the map. Look at what kind of objectives they can achieve, be it taking the buffs or just managing the waves so that it's always synced up, right? So 3 lanes are pushing at the exact same time. So there's no way you can ignore protecting your turrets as well, which is also very difficult to deal with because when there's a major objective like the Overlord, and for now it's already past the 10-minute mark, Shadow Overlord as well, it's a huge objective to give up. And Foot Esports, they have to choose, right? What do I want to give? It's not even about can I fight this?
It's what can they do. Okay, so in this scenario, if Red Team really wants to flip this, they really have to really shut down the Mai and Ali, but it's very, very difficult. I feel that they cannot flip this game. It's practically they're just biding time.
Like Vitality have just kind of like strangled Hold'em into the only place that they were kind of sort of stabilizing him, which was that goal difference, which is now completely just evaporated from the side of Foot Esports. Okay, Mai managing to finesse.
Yeah, nice. Okay, they should back off. At this point, they should back off because Ali is coming in from here. And then the team cannot fly, so they should have backed off at that point.
A huge clash here. I don't even think if Angela's positioning is going to do her any justice. It hasn't.
They have
She's
continued
just
fighting.
able to escape, but
That
not
was a
do
bad move.
anything else. That
Now
is
the
a
enemy can look to
3-1
end.
trade for Team Vitality. Looking at getting these minions to these higher ground turrets. Unfortunately, there is no minion wave there in the mid or the clash lane, but we do have that Vanguard rocking around now to just greet all these higher ground turrets in this game too. So this could potentially be the curtain call here for Foot Esports, as we see that City Boy is just no stranger to being stuck into the thick of it right now, as he's still there, still committed to it. We see Angela go down. We see that there's just so much going on here. Double kill for City Boy as the Crystal has been harassed by Team Vitality, taking a 2-0 victory from Foot Esports in day 2.
Oh my goodness, our French
And it's a 2-0 for the side of Vitality
challenge.
versus Foot
For them,
Esports.
and I think there was very little doubt from the start.
Because yes, correct.
The moment Shanks
So
hit his item timings,
we'll
it
congratulate
was really
Vitality
hard to
for
fight
winning
against him.
a clean
At the
sweep of
same
2-0
time, with
against
the
Foot
Verdant Protector coming
for the
in
match
from the Zarya,
match 6
I
of the
don't
day.
think there was any options for the side
So
of
okay, I will probably not go on because I'm not sure what time the next match starts and what time it might extend. So last minute promotions. Do I have any? Sorry, but why Vitality? Oh, Vitality's farm laner and jungler are China imports. The CT boy and I forgot his in-game name. Let me check. CT boy and Shanks. They are both from China. And I don't do time. No worries. So simple plug in wise, look at the description of this stream, and we are giving away a giveaway, and we're doing a giveaway campaign. So for those that are keen to watch more content, Devane. Okay, hold on, let me get the schedule up. Schedule. So for those that do not know, for today, Devane will be going up at 6 to 10 p.m. and around 7 plus, I guess he'll be doing the watch party for LGD Gaming Malaysia. And then after that, it will be Celestial from 8 to 10 p.m. A jungle slash clash laner. The event is full to one trick. And then from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., it will be Kuro Whale, who is a farm laner. Yes, thank you. Bye bye.